thumbnail.
I mean, I think that tracks knowing who you are in real life.
All right.
Knowing my crack
This
addiction.
is it.
I think that Higurashi may go for the Umineko route, which means you have to watch it.
Oh, that's what I heard. I might have to.
Oh no, that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what that
it's
means,
so
but
good.
I am watching it.
No spoils.
It's so good. I'm just saying that it's
no spoils.
absolutely.
No spoils.
I'm just saying it's good.
I don't want to hear that something's good. I hate it.
Do you not follow me?
No.
Hi guys.
I've muted you forever ago. All you do is bring exhaustion.
This is just a preview of what's coming up.
This is just our group chat.
This is the happy times. No, I want to check it out because I heard there was like a connection between something I just read and something they're doing. So I'm like, damn, I have to watch it. But yeah, I'm scared of being a Higurashi fan. I feel like that's like endgame anime fan. Like
is that your first hot take of the night?
No, it's not. That should be everyone's take. Everyone should agree on that.
It's honestly one of the most fun. So I watch it with my mom, which I think is funny.
Nice.
Like, my mom and I, it's like she loves it, so we watch it together, and it's just
was it
so.
Higurashi like an eroge?
No,
Yeah.
it's a,
No, wait, no,
that
that wasn't it.
Okay.
Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's batshit crazy.
Oh man,
No.
if we weren't allowed to curse on here, I don't know if you can have any East Coasters on here.
I mean, we curse all the time, so.
I know, I was gonna say.
What do you mean? East Coasters are just vibes, Tay.
I know, bro. I hate West Coasters. That's not a hot
too.
take. That's
Yeah.
just the truth.
Yeah, I
no
know.
more happiness in LA.
No more happiness. No more parties in LA.
I was talking to Tay, like working. Now I got another job recently, and like a lot of
congrats.
people are on the West Coast. You say congrats, but it's just a lot more work.
No, I wanted to be supportive rather than
Thank you,
suck.
homie. True homie Hall of Fame. No, they're nice, but it's like some of them are West Coasters, and it's a lot of like pleasantries in the beginning of the Zoom call, and I'm like, listen, Cynthia, I got places to be.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that your kid, did well at the soccer game yesterday. But
And I'm glad your orange slices are organic and farm raised. But like,
Yeah.
Oh, you massage your own kale. That's really nice. Good for you.
All right.
No.
I just tweeted this out. So people should be coming in.
The masses.
Masses are flooding in.
LA equals sad. That's probably true.
that's true.
Someone did mention that Mineta is bi. There we go.
Is he? Like official? Is that confirmed?
I'm glad that
Apologies
that's
to all bi
We need to
people.
know.
I'm not caught up on Hiroaka, but I'm pretty sure that's the like. I don't think we needed that update, but like cool enough.
No, I'm caught up, and it's. Actually, I didn't read today's chapter. So
Spoilers.
I mean, I read the latest chapter, and that's nothing to do with Mineta, so I don't know.
Yeah, I
where
was,
it came
I was
from.
gonna say, I was like, unless it came out of nowhere.
Did
It
Horikoshi
came
just
out
pull
of nowhere.
J.K. Rowling and was like, "Hey, by the way,
I don't think so, because
I think
I
that's
think
just
it's just
an
a
account
fan-
that tweets out everybody as like
is gay. Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's one of those headcanon things where, like, and we can talk about it later, but some fan bases' headcanons are terrifying, and wow.
I saw
Some
one
fan
of the,
bases.
I saw one of the takes we have, and at first I was offended, and then I thought about it more, and I was like, "Nah, you're right." That's gonna be like half of these. Is like I thought about them. I'm like, I hate this. No, they're right. No, they have a point.
Someone in chat goes, "Soccer is cool, Kathy, but have you heard of Evangelion?"
Can I be like in the description? For
That's gotta be in the tagline.
That's gotta be the tagline.
They were talking about, so like the other day before the call, they were like all talking about like the shows they watch, and I didn't say anything.
Oh my god!
And they're like, "Oh, Giancarlo, like, what do you watch?" And I literally don't watch anything but anime. I just don't. So I'm like, "Oh, I don't watch a lot of TV." And then someone's like, "Oh, but don't you have like another Twitter account where you talk about shows?" I'm like,
No.
"Oh, yeah, I talk about anime." And they're like, "Oh, like Naruto?" And I go, "Yeah, do you like Naruto?" Not anymore. And they're like, what's like your favorite? And I'm like, "Oh, it's sound euphonium." And they're like, "Oh, what's that about?" I was like, "Well," and it felt like the Paz D sketch where I was like, "Well, it's these girls in band and she plays the euphonium. Now the euphonium is," and I'm like, "Please, I want this to end."
It's the Chihaya Pro ZD skit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Anyway,
like
that new season of My Hero Academia, though.
Yeah.
This is like a nightmare in real time.
Oh
Because
my
like we all
God.
have those things where like work is like, so what shows are you watching? And I pulled one too. I'm not like I didn't even like no one knows about like anime or Twitter. So I was like, oh yeah, I like rewatched Breaking Bad recently, which is true. And then someone was like, oh yeah, it's like too gory for me. And I was like, bruh, like that's like if that's a level we're at, yo, we're not watching the same thing.
I mean, I could see someone saying that about Game of Thrones, but Breaking
I
Bad.
mean, the bathtub scene is pretty gory.
That's like as
And-
gory as it gets though. I think the first
Yeah.
couple episodes are as
Well,
bad
no
as it
half
gets.
measures. No half measures can be pretty bad.
I think
I
it's
mean,
just,
like AMC had limitations that they couldn't like actually show
Yeah.
that much gore.
I
So
know. And they get one fuck per season.
one fuck per season. I love that. I love that tidbit.
Uh-huh.
Just
But yeah,
fun
when
stuff.
people ask, so many people ask me if I like watch anime because I'm Asian, and they're fucking racist as hell.
But they're
And I'm
right.
always, and if it's like at work, I'm like, oh, like I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid. I tried watching that Attack on Titan thing. Wasn't a big fan.
Go Steelers!
When they're like go Steelers, and when they're like, oh, like have you watched anything? I'm like, oh wow, I watched that like that Netflix show Queen's Gambit with my girlfriend. Like it was all right, I guess. I'm like very normie. They don't know I have this ultimate.
They don't
life.
know.
They don't.
It's like-
they don't know.
I'm in the. They don't know. They're having fun at the party, but they don't know. I've seen all
They
of
don't know
Evangelion 10 times.
Followers on Twitter.
So people on Twitter like DM me sometimes like when they watch an anime, like on like Heat Twitter, like sports Twitter,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, I just watched this show," and I'm like, "Congratulations!" Or like this one guy's like, "My son just watched Charlotte," like just like that. That was it. And I know he's a patron. So like, and he's nice. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to be nice, and I was like, "Oh, cool." Like, did he like it? Loved it. Yeah, cried like a bunch of that. What am I gonna say? Like June Mida sucks? I can't say that. I mean,
I mean,
you
it
don't
would've been-
know who June Mida is.
it would have been awkward if he was just like, no, he hated it.
And
I'd
you're
be
like,
like,
"My
"Oh,
people, let's go."
let's go."
Oh my God.
Yo,
All right.
Jumayano or Mario
Is-
Kata?
is-
though?
Mario
Is
Kart.
everyone in the chat ready?
I don't
to
think
start this?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
know.
I was
You
born
need
ready.
you need 5?
When ready.
I think it's like the Yuki Nagato ready. Like, oh no, what am I getting myself into?
All right, you're ready. Let's do it. That's a good sign. All right, I'm gonna start it off, chat, and then we'll explain what's going on today. So as you can see, it's chaos. So
Born ready.
yeah. All right, let's do it. And welcome to a new installment of Just Weebs. I'm your host, Onimaru, and I'm joined with Shocking.
What's up, guys?
And this week we decided to embrace chaos because, we're about to go on vacation. We'll talk about that more in a little bit for a few weeks. So we're like, hey, fuck it. Let's just do something crazy. And we've come today with our hottest anime takes, which will probably honestly get us canceled. And so we thought who better to do this with than to bring on two guests who are super notorious in the Twitter anime community for their hot takes. The first of those guests is Subtitled Anime, a fellow AniTuber actually, so you can check out his channel. It's on YouTube. He has quite a few good videos. And we'll also be referring to him on here as Gianni. You can say hi.
Hello, Hot Take Master. No, what's up, guys? I'm really excited. I'm glad to be on. I don't get to do a lot of anime pods, so it's especially with my friends. So I'm ready to let it rip.
Yeah.
Yay!
And then our other guest here today, high profile, highly controversial, the one true anime Jeopardy champion, dictated but not read, FateSteelTaylor.
I don't think I'm controversial at all. I'm pretty sure I'm like the most agreeable Twitter account on any Twitter.
Is that
I
a
had
lie
to
or?
tell you your hot takes because you refused to acknowledge them as
I was legit like Shaw. I don't know if like I'm the
don't
right
have
person
any
for this
hot
podcast.
takes.
I don't have any hot takes,
I've
and then
never
Shaw gave me
hot
a
taked
list.
in my life,
Shaw gave
and
me
I
a
named
literal
5.
list of my hot takes.
This is actually
They
my
just
first time
blocked
meeting
you
them,
with
so
it.
I can't confirm any of these things. FateSteelTaylor is also on the Art Anime podcast with Shocking, and you can also just call him Tay. So when we say Tay, that's FateSteelTaylor.
That's me.
When we
For the,
say
audio
Tay,
listeners
you
that don't
say
know
hot
him.
Takes.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so we have a format that we're gonna that we kind of just came up like short notice, like last week, because someone suggested, hey.
Yeah, we have to say the full suggestion for this because this is funny. So we were talking about just like future podcast ideas, and someone was like, you guys should have Gianni and Tay on as the Logan Paul versus KSI of hot takes. And my question to start this off is, who is KSI and who is Logan Paul?
Isn't Logan Paul the dude that got canceled for like filming dead bodies in Japan?
That might have been Jake Paul. Who
No,
knows?
it's Logan Paul.
They're the same.
So Logan Paul did that. I think it was one body. Not that makes it better, but I don't think it was multiple.
It's the two body. It's it's the 3 body problem, right?
Which one fought Mayweather?
Logan Paul.
Logan.
And KSI is the rapper now.
Got you.
Yeah.
What were they before?
They were our YouTubers, so
they were the K. It's clean.
They did fight each other, and the first time they were at a draw, and the second time KSI won. So who wins more between the two
with
of
the
you?
Logan Paul lore. Did not expect that.
I've wasted a lot of time at work, so.
Ubi Echo expert and Logan Paul expert.
That's it.
To be determined.
Visual
which is more
novels and
valuable.
Logan Paul, the two most commonly.
The Venn diagram's a circle.
I can imagine.
So who's who? Who's Logan? Who's KSI?
I guess we'll find out by the end of this.
I know.
We'll find out. Whoever offends people more gets to be Logan Paul.
Jake
I think
Paul's
it'll be Johnny.
Jake Paul's in a US anime.
Is he?
No, stop
Yeah,
it.
he's in the Japan Sinks.
Oh, yeah. With the one with the YouTuber.
Yeah,
being a
that's
teacher.
Tell me
I
that's
didn't
not
watch that
Jake
one.
Paul.
Okay.
It's so funny.
So
That's
the
so true.
format we came up with, we're about to actually. Shaw, do you want to explain what we're gonna do?
So we each came up with 5 hot takes, and I put them. I'm gonna share my screen with this. We put them into this spinning wheel, and we are going to randomly. Oh wait, let me make sure it's full screen so people can't see it. So we're gonna put them in this spinning wheel, and then we're going to read them out loud. And the first thing is we're gonna read the hot take. Then we're going to react to the hot take. And then the person whose hot take it is will have to explain themselves and try to defend them. But by the end of the stream, we want you guys to tell us who has the worst hot take, as in like the least defendable hot take that offends you to your soul. Whoever wins will have a new title to rock everywhere.
Yeah, and will be subsequently imprisoned for their.
They will be sent to jail.
They'll
They'll
go
to
like
jail.
Johnny.
That's the real the real winner there. Whoever gets deserves the right to be canceled.
Yeah.
We also get 1 random Pokemon card from Mozilla. His
Yes,
Pokemon collection. Yeah, it's like Dual Master City, like in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, and then also with your takes, you will have a chance to explain yourself. It's all going to be about explaining yourself today.
Yeah, you got to explain it. But first we have to react and flame them. But there is a sense of like, at first they're anonymous. And then you have to be like, okay, guys, it was me. It was me all along.
It was me, Tio.
Yeah.
It was Idea.
And then we're going to force you to explain
Cool
yourself.
Dioda.
Yeah. So I'm sharing it. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you guys just want to start it off.
So, all right. Before we get into this, I did prepare an appropriate intro to set the tone for this this event that's about to happen. So let's do that.
No rational person would do as you have done. Explain yourself.
And now you all have to explain yourselves. So let's share the screen and let's get our first hot take.
Okay. Hopefully no one can see
Guitar
this
was
too.
not a bad instrument. God damn it, Jeff.
Okay. Let's see
Who
what's
knows?
up first.
Maybe it's not me, Tay. This is very exciting. There's nothing
I wish
more
you guys
exciting
could
than a
hear
wheel.
I know. I wish you guys could hear it.
I'm doing a drum roll as best I can.
Okay. Do I have to stop it myself?
Who hosts the Wheel of Fortune now?
I'm still trying. It's the same dude as before. It's the Jeopardy host that changed.
Oh, there it is.
Oh wow, this is a bad one. This is a bad one.
Yay. You guys don't get to
Wow,
hear
I
the
love this
music.
take.
Okay.
This is the worst take I've ever seen. in my
Whose take is
goddamn
this? Because
life.
I kind of like this.
I've
Anime-
never gotten so mad before.
I got really mad when I saw this. Okay, anime OPs should only be played once per season. I hate this.
I hate this so
I
much.
hate
This
this.
is so.
Is that
dumb.
Oni? Is that yours?
Yeah.
I like
Blame
this.
yourself.
I like this.
Wow, this is so bad. This is. Oh my god. This is. We
Listen.
live in a society.
No,
we
no,
live in a
Tony's right
society. No, nobody has any attention span whatsoever. Everyone just wants instant gratification. You can't even wait a minute 30 seconds.
No, that's not why. I actually
Listen.
I want to hear Oni's take.
I don't claim to not be a slave to my baser instincts. I am, But actually, at the beginning of this week, I thought I had no hot takes, nothing to stand with you two heavyweights in this. So I had to
This
dig
is
deep.
the worst
I
take.
had to pull something vile. So,
I'm like tempted to leave the show right now. I can't work under these conditions.
hey man, the chat also has to weigh in, and we haven't seen what everyone has in store yet. But
It's not good. It's not looking good for you.
you start off on the right foot. Huh?
Starting off strong.
My
This is the
reason
worst
behind
opinion I've
this,
ever
okay, is that listen, I appreciate OPs. I think they're great. They have good music. They basically have good artistry for a lot of the openings. We appreciate them. We love them. But we don't all always listen to them every episode. We kind of just want to watch the next episode. And even if they're not completely removed from every episode per season, maybe there's needs to be a built-in skip intro button on every app, not just
No!
Netflix.
You're losing
What?
me. You're losing me. You're losing me.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out
Gianni,
of
what's
here.
your reasoning? Why did you like this take?
Because I think that there's a certain effect that OPs have, and I think that if you make that more scarce, it hits a little harder. I like when ReZero does it. I like how Legend of the Galactic Heroes does it. There's a lot of shows that don't play the OP every episode, and then sometimes when you get it, it hits really, really hard. Rakugo's another show that for long stretches of time you don't get an OP, and then when you do get it, it hits super hard. So that's my take. It's I love the OP so much that I want that moment to feel so good. It's and it's also exciting because you get more anime. Also, you get an extra minute and a half of content, and it's just cool. I don't know. It always makes it feel it feels good. I like it.
That's
I think
what I like about
can
what
understand that.
I also
what
get
Hyoka did though, because Hyoka in its broadcast TV run skipped the OP a couple times because they were look, we want to give a bunch more context. For example, for episode 5, it's a 28-minute episode instead of the usual 22 or 25-minute. And so they got rid of the OP and ED in the TV run, but in the Blu-rays, they included the OP and ED again because they were look, I think thematically it works having the OP to set the stage of the show.
I feel like a good example of it was ReZero season 2. They barely ever played the OP because they were always long ass episodes that gave more content. So I know production wise, it's not viable to get rid of the OP because they kind of need that to kind of
That minute helps.
minute
Here's
and
the
30
counterpoint,
seconds
though.
last. But
Counterpoint. What if the opening is the only good part of the show? And
Exactly.
you're what if the opening is good and you're this is the best minute and 30 seconds of this show?
Why
And
are you
you're
watching that
counterpoint to your
show?
counterpoint, then you shouldn't be watching the show.
Why would you watch Cowboy Bebop?
I'm not gonna this. I mean,
Johnny,
I
you made me watch
Fate
Fate Apocrypha with you. You
That
made
show is
me watch-
good. That
It
show
was
is
not
good.
a good show.
Why did
Yeah,
you not
Fate
add
Apocrypha
that
is
as
a
a hot
terrible
take?
show.
That's a terrible take.
That's a
I love
terrible-
Fate
That show's
Apocrypha
better
made
than
me
Cowboy
appreciate-
Bebop.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
I think
I
that
love-
show's
made me
unironically
appreciate
better than Cowboy
sound
Bebop.
design.
How
Because
is
the-
Fate Apocrypha better than Cowboy Bebop?
Because it's
Johnny,
not
is
boring.
this crime guilty?
Wait,
Yeah,
Fate
isn't that how,
Apocrypha, the entirety of Fate Apocrypha is
The sound design is terrible. I hate
Yeah, the sound
it.
design's not good. Yeah. But
The
it
sound
has
design
more.
is
That's what
terrible.
you're drawing a
The
line.
terrible,
But it has
terrible
more.
character writing.
It has Mordred and it has pro-life Atalanta.
Yeah, but it
I don't
has
know what more you want.
Sieg. It has Sieg, and Sieg is the worst character.
Okay,
in
but you
all
have
of Fate,
pro-life
which is one-
Atalanta, and then you get Atalanta Alter. I don't know what more do you want.
I
I
can't
don't want
believe
any of it.
you're standing
I
as
want nothing.
pro-life terrorists.
So
I
we're saying
love
that
pro-life Atalanta.
Fate Apocrypha
watch your
is
mouth.
better than Cowboy Bebop.
How did Gianni didn't add that as a take, but that's a better
That's
take
pretty
than
bad.
anything he just
I feel
said.
like that's
That's
play. My Bebop takes are so played out on the timeline that I feel like people have been desensitized to my opinions on Cowboy Bebop.
All right.
Because I've
No, but
muted
not when
you.
not when you break it down this mud ass anime is better than Cowboy Bebop. Like even like no one likes Fate Apocrypha. Like
Nobody, not even
but no one likes Fate Apocrypha.
Some people in the chat would
biggest
disagree.
John stan. John is the biggest John stan, and he
Because they
hates
did
Fate
John
Apocrypha.
dirty in that though. I mean, they just.
All right, guys, don't count the unofficial worst takes here. Just count the one on screen.
If it
Keep that
lives
in
up
mind.
to it by the end, it would be truly fitting that none of
No,
the
I mean
hot
this
takes-
isn't as bad as the OP take. Like it's not taking that crown.
Listen,
so
I
you
just
don't have to
love-
worry.
I'm sorry that Onimaru's OP take got overshadowed by Gianni's like random like.
I mean, I think he had to. I just love how Gianni was like on board with my take until he heard my basic ass reasoning that he was like, no, I can't be part of that.
He's like,
No.
wait a minute. He's like, wait a minute, let me switch it up now. And then like he came up with his verse and he just dropped like who's that one
Have you
rapper
guys
who's, like,
ever-
really fast?
Buster
Forget his
Rhymes.
name. Busta Rhymes. He came in with like a Busta Rhymes verse on it.
Have you guys ever seen that one comic with like the Joker and Red Skull, and like the Joker's like teaming up with Red Skull until he finds out he's like, wait, you're an actual Nazi? I thought this was like a weird cosplay thing you're into. I may be a villain, but I'm not. I'm still an American. I'm not gonna side with a fucking Nazi. And that's how I feel like Johnny was right now. Johnny was like, yeah, like I'm the Joker, but I'm with the Red Skull. But then
Yeah.
it's like, no.
It's that meme. You really had me in the first half.
Yeah, no. He thought there was like an artistic, like big brain take here. It's like, no. Like literally, I just want the Netflix
don't
button,
want to
skip
watch
intro.
it.
Like,
I
I
was
just want
thinking, like-
convenience. I want instant gratification. Shaw had me pegged at the beginning.
Like
Oh,
Shinsekai
these
Yori. I
fucking
thought you were
millennials.
going for something like Shinsekai Yori. Like
Yeah.
that's your.
Wait, no, the Shizuka Yori OP though did nothing wrong. It's like it's the
It
most
is
perfect OP because it has no flaws.
Because it doesn't exist.
I mean, that could have been a take.
I just can't believe Gianni just stole the show. That's gonna be every take we get to. That's not his. Gianni's gonna come up with a
That's
random
it.
one, and we're gonna be like, no.
Even
wait,
for
this is
Johnny's
the
own takes, he's gonna be like, "This is not that
gonna-
bad." What
I
I,
was
meant to
Shaw.
say.
We group watch Apocrypha. Jake, Tay, Jack, and I combine their names, and I feel like at points I was the only one enjoying it.
At
Yeah,
points
probably.
for the majority of it.
I think it was fun. I also watched the dubbed, which is just a way better experience.
Oh,
No,
I
I mean,
can see
that's
that being
because
more fun.
it's because the sub is so good that you're like, I can't believe they're wasting talent.
I don't
on,
need
like,
to hear Maya
Sakamoto.
Sakamoto's voice for the 10th millionth time. I've heard
That's
it.
a hot take.
That's a hot thing too.
He didn't drop these. You know,
How are you?
I honestly thought I would be unfazed by Gianni's takes because I hadn't fully experienced them. I'm already feeling alienated.
I have
I
a
just
lot.
I'm
feel
already-
completely alienated.
I
Feel
can't
like,
believe
what is
we're
it?
one take in and we're already like.
Feels like an astronaut in the ocean. Like Jesus.
All right, take bets in the chat. Do you think Gianni's is just gonna win this? Is gonna take
Yo,
it all?
This is like the baseball MVP race right now. It's like Johnny is the Shohei Ohtani.
All right.
Everyone's
Are
just
you
like,
are
"All
you
right,
guys?
it's over."
Should we go? Should we spin the wheel again? Should we go
I
for
mean,
the
yeah.
actual?
Spin.
Like, why even bother at this point?
No.
This is like in the Premier League when like you know who's gonna be first and everyone's just
Yeah,
playing
like
to not get
Saints, like
relegated.
running away
Let's
with
see if
it,
there'll be a
yeah.
surprise at the end.
Feel like I have to hit stop, but it doesn't pay attention.
Oh
Stops when it
no!
wants.
Here it is.
Here it is. Here
Okay.
it fucking is.
For context for everyone behind the scenes, like Gianni was the last one to finish up his hot takes, but you just came up with like 3 on the spot that are like on this level. Like you just
Did you
needed
see?
to
I
trust
changed the
yourself.
bunch too. Like I would put some and I erased and I put new ones. I came up with a lot. Guitar's not a good instrument. It's the most
Chat is the best.
overrated thing I've
Is
ever
it
heard.
Sister,
It's
a
grating.
guitar- like, isn't your sister a musician?
Yes, my sister plays guitar.
Jesus.
My mom and my sister play guitar. It's not. It's like so low tier on like the instrument tier list. It's the most overplayed,
You
overrated.
have
Like,
an instrument tier list?
if you're gonna play instruments, play something original. Stop playing guitar. Everybody fucking plays
How is
guitar.
that? What is
Sick
an
and tired
original
of that.
instrument?
It's not good. It doesn't sound good. It's grating. Electric guitar is so annoying. It all sounds the same. I'm like done. I don't like the instrument. It doesn't sound good.
I'm,
It's
like,
so played
done.
out. It's also in everything. Get it out of my life. I can't go anywhere without a freaking guitar.
What's it of classical music? Then? There's
It's
no
not even
guitar
like a
there.
high on the string instrument tier list. Like
So-
just
I'm guessing your least favorite scenes in K-On! Were all the Yui guitar scenes.
I don't think Yui's a good singer, and I don't like any Yui-centric songs. Just let Mio do it. And
But she's bad on purpose. Like that's the point of the show.
That's why I like the end of episode, like with episode 1.
Although
Season
OPs
1
and
with
K-On!
the
Are
school
awful.
festival.
I think
OPs
that
and K-On! Are awful. EDs are great.
that's
No,
like,
the
that's
third
like
OP
Keone.
is good.
That's Keone
No.
as a whole.
The third OP is good.
He won, guys. It's over. It's over.
He won. It's over. This is the Vince
a
Carter
wrap, people.
contest. It's over. It's over.
I don't know, man. I
Let's go
can't believe
home.
you've desecrated the guitar, man.
All right,
I feel like the
we do
context
not
of
have
his
to give.
sister and mom playing, like maybe if they suck at guitar, I would be like, okay, I'm done with this instrument.
No,
but,
his
like,
sister makes
They're
really
good, yeah.
music. Yeah.
okay, now there's no excuse. I tried to give you an out, but this
No,
is just
like you should, her albums are in Bandcamp, like 100%. Like
Her
recommend.
EP's coming out.
Yeah, she does like
Her
a ton
second
of like.
EP's coming out.
This is it is the 2000 concert. Exactly, it's over. Go. He just put the fucking hand in the basket. He did the.
Let me
album done.
defend myself a little bit. It's not like I hate everything with guitar. Like I play Guilty Gear. You know, that's a cool soundtrack. I'm not like everything with guitar is bad. I just think there's so much more bad guitar than good guitar.
What would be an example of bad guitar that everyone likes?
I don't know. I mean, pick your anime OP this year. Like, just
What about like classic rock? Like
no. Oh, classic rock's awful. I hate that. That's why.
that's another. We're like done. How is anything I say supposed to compare to what Gianni?
Johnny's
did?
gonna come out here though, and he's gonna be like, except Journey. He's like,
Like
I
some of
think
my
so,
friends
bro.
like Britpop, and they're like talking to me about Oasis. I was like, I don't want.
Okay, that's just
No,
notes
not
though.
Oasis.
No, it's not. It's a lot of
Oasis is
people.
not classic rock. I'm talking about like Led Zeppelin. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Stairway
know.
to Heaven.
classic rock, not, like-
ACDC.
Who,
Jimi
AC, no, I
Hendrix.
don't like AC. ACDC sucks. That's
Wait,
too
this is
much.
a good
That's
point
an
in
example
chat.
of guitars too much.
This is a good point in chat. It's bad because it's everywhere. Does that mean piano is also bad?
Is air bad?
Because I would almost say that my equivalent of guitar is piano, but I actually like piano. It's
So
just
I like
certain
piano,
circumstances.
but like piano's not grading, and it's not like there's not more like a lot of piano can sound the same, but it's not like piano is like unpleasant to listen to.
I think there's some unpleasant.
It is everywhere though.
What about
I
Queen?
think-
What about Queen?
I don't
What
like
about
Queen.
Queen?
I don't like.
Damn.
I think we don't have to give Gianni a platform. I think we can move on.
What did
The
what-
platform, John.
I just want to know one thing. Where did this take originate from? When was the
When did
point
you-
that this was
what was your
constructed
villain
in your
origin
brain?
story?
Like
It was on Twitter one day, and I forgot what was talking, and I just threw that in as like a side note.
I
It
think
wasn't
was
even
me.
like the main thing. It was like kind of like the Apocrypha take. It was like an add-on to something else, and then that's kind of was the genesis of that being public. It was something I'd always felt, but I'd never like verbalized
You
it.
just
All right.
finally said.
the chat is requesting after this, you need to do an instrument tier list.
Yeah, we
So,
need
Wait,
to
we
see
also
that.
need to see your friend tier list.
I have a friend tier list.
God.
He calls me a sociopath. Listen, we all have a
Sociopath?
lot of us
It's
have a
funny.
best friend, and a lot of us, maybe if you don't actively do it, you know, some friends you like more than others, and some friends you would
Yeah.
do favors for that you wouldn't for others. So just because I keep inventory of this doesn't make me a sociopath.
Just because I have a systematic list doesn't
Hey, and
mean
you're
I'm a
not gonna get
sociopath.
into-
I'm just organized.
Yeah, exactly. Like Tay, you're not gonna get in the top 10. if you keep doing
All
that.
right, good. I do not
I
want to
think
hear
I
your
think at
comment.
this point I think at this point Gianni is fighting himself for worst hot take.
What's that like? What is
It's-
it?
All right.
Did you see that recent like tweet that was like the one American swimmer like Decky or whatever, and she has
Yeah.
like the top 23 records and like the 800-meter freestyle. That's gonna be Gianni.
She's
Okay, are
overrated.
you guys ready? Are you sure you guys want us to spin again? We could end it here.
It's just-
We can't even promise it can't get worse.
Honestly, it probably won't get worse by default.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, replay value found the original guitar take. Oh my
Oh,
god.
Can you can you tag me or something or like?
Yeah, I
DM
feel
it
like
to
I
me?
was there for that.
Yeah, expose him.
Yeah, please.
Here it is. Ta-da.
Boo.
Origairu season 3 is boring and bad. Wataru, the light novel author, hasn't talked to a woman his entire life.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. That's the tweet.
that's sweet.
That's the
That's
tweet.
Like,
So now it's been Gianni attack on the world. Now it's the world attacking Gianni.
Can't catch a break here.
No, you just
Who it-
destroyed us. That was the break. That was the break.
AJ in chat.
I know
Who is this?
I know.
I know, we all know who this is.
Okay. I mean, Okay, go ahead, Tay.
Thank you, replay. Thank you, replay. Replay gets it.
He agrees with the second
I
half.
mean, I feel like you can like Origairu and agree that he hasn't spoken to a woman his entire life.
I disagree. You guys are being mean to Wataru.
I am,
I think
but
he
I think
deserves
it's
it.
right. I think
I
it's
don't think
accurate.
it's fair.
I mean, you could be mean and right. That
Doesn't mean he's not wrong.
just why are you booing me? I'm right.
I feel Isayama has talked to fewer women than Wataru, and Imaishi's never spoken to a woman in his entire life.
I mean, like, I was gonna make another joke about Imaishi,
Yeah.
but I'm just not gonna talk.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a joke about Isayama, but I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I can't
I think we
defend
just need to-
season 3. You know, I was fine with it, but
It's just
Peak
look.
fiction.
I liked season 1 of Origairu. I think that gets lost a lot of times in my Origairu tweets. I really liked season 1.
That's the most incel-y part.
That's why I liked it, because it was like it was like critiquing the incel part. It was like, look, like this guy is fucked up. He has a really
So you
fucked up
don't
view
like
on
the
world.
growth. You only like them. You don't like him
because
growing.
it's not growth. Because it's the same person, just with a different person's hat. It's like
That is not true. That is such
Yes.
an uncharitable reading. You just don't like it. So
no,
you just
it's
like to
100.
shit
No,
on it.
it's 100% true.
No, it's
because
not.
like the way that like especially after I hated. I think I started to hate Origairu starting at the end of season 2 because like Yukino went from being like a really pointed, good character with focus to being like a side character in her own arc. Like it was
Yeah, she could-
so.
They sidelined her hard, and then they expect people to care when she's like the main love interest. And it's like, unfortunately, it doesn't really work like that.
Why do you
Worse-
feel like she was sidelined? I don't understand.
Because all they did was like they kept harping on Yui and everything about Yui, and like Yukino barely became a character, had any lines. They like talked around her and about her, but she never said anything really. It was
And
like
all the conflicts are orbit her. I disagree with that.
no, what? Yeah, because it orbits her, and she's like barely in it. She's like
She's there all the time.
she's not saying anything. She's not bringing anything to the table. She's not even there in the only good scene of Origairu, which is the stupid fucking rap scene.
That scene was great.
It is. it's the only redeeming part of Origairu.
I think the
season
first
3.
half of season 3 is like very Yui centric, but it was kind of. I do think that Yukino got more of her character stuff in season 2, and Yui didn't get as much character stuff till the end of season 2 because in season 1 Yui really didn't get a lot of character stuff outside of a couple episodes, and then it was more Yukino, and then in season 2 it was a lot of Yukino, and then toward the end of season 2 it was more kind of developing the Yui feelings and kind of how that played into everything, and then to start off season 3 it was like very Yui centric, and then it became very Yukino centric.
I didn't even think it was that Yukino centric at the end. It was like it just kind of like skipped, but it was like a highlight video, but like a really poorly done one. It was like one of those like high school mixtapes from like 2006. Like not like the John Wall high school mixtapes that were like really good. It's like I don't know, like a Muggsy Bogues highlight mixtape.
all right,
Like
guys.
a Ben Simmons.
I just
highlight mixtape.
rewatched Origairu not that long ago, like all of it, and I've seen it like almost 5 times. I completely disagree with that, and I feel like you are incredibly uncharitable because you don't like it.
That does
I
tend to
want
happen.
to-
If
yeah,
you
that
don't like
does.
something, you're not going to be charitable because it made you not like it.
I mean,
thing
I'm
is,
surprised
But,
if
like,
you didn't
Kate-
like it that you stuck around for 3 seasons.
Tay says
'Cause I
it's
wanted to
incel
like it.
apology, and
Yeah.
then when there's actual character growth, Tay doesn't
Because
like
I
it.
don't think it is, because I don't think it's authentic in the way that he changes. And I don't want to hear from the same person who didn't think Iroha likes Hachiman. You're like, oh, they're just bros.
I think they were bros. I mean, I'll eat that L, but I don't really like see that.
I think it's just kind of a fault of light novel culture where it wants to criticize a lot of behavior, but it doesn't want to fully criticize
Right.
it and make
What?
it
But how is it not? Because the narrative constantly punishes him for
He's
being
going
an
to go
How is it
asshole.
hard
pun-
with-
how-
he's
oh
gonna
How
go
is he
so
punished?
hard.
I mean, there
How
was a
is he
whole part
punished?
in season 2 where everybody except for Yui hated him.
No, oh
But
my
not
god, but
really.
he ends
and
up
then
with
he has the
no,
teacher
my
go
God.
bring him to a random bridge and give him a life lesson. Like,
Well, I mean,
he's
because that's
not-
what
the-
teach. Well,
that's
that's
the
teachers
Dark
do not
Knight
bring you to
lesson.
bridges
Isn't
in good
that what-
circumstances.
Isn't that what adults in leadership positions are supposed to do?
Not
Yo,
bring
she
you
was
to random bridges.
Yeah, and not hitting on him. Yo, you know how many people ship Hachiman with the teacher?
Those
That should-
people are weird.
Those,
But that's
I
like,
mean,
it does cater to that a lot. Like,
Well,
they
actually,
do
it
have-
does.
I heard in the light
It does a
novel,
lot.
she feels more part of his harem a little bit.
exactly.
And that's the thing.
And you
can't
can get that feeling a
you can't
lot.
be a loner and have a harem. You can't
Exactly.
be both. You can
No.
be one, you can't be the other. If you want to be both, I'm not taking it that seriously.
The chat is
Exactly.
still saying that guitar is still beats trumps this one.
Listen, no.
It is true.
Look,
By the way,
I'm totally willing to believe, because people have someone in chat, I think it was Andrew, said it's a bad adaptation but not a bad series. I am totally okay with believing that, because I've heard like they
Yeah, I
skipped
saw
a
some
lot
stuff.
of Yukino's character development, especially in season 2.
Yeah,
after
it got
the
cut
school
out.
like it got like complete cut out. I can totally believe that like the novels do it better than the anime, but the anime which I watched, like specifically season 3, was boring. I thought it was really poorly written. The ending stuff with the quote unquote joke between Yui and Iroha, which I will not repeat here, is just like really fucked up. And also, like, Wataru clearly has not to a single woman in his entire life.
You're the worst. I hate you.
The last episode did have the teacher dancing with him.
That was a great scene, especially when she quoted what he said in the first episode, and he was cringing at that because that's not who he is anymore.
I mean, I gotta ask, like, it's a little extreme to say he hasn't touched a woman's hand his entire life. Aren't there other shows?
He said spoken to a woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Spoken to a
He's not,
woman.
no comment on touching hands.
Tay
Just
says
said-
that and loves Fate. I don't understand that.
If you're gonna sell
Well,
this,
Nasu
you can say
probably
that too.
also hasn't. Like, I'm not
probably
holding
a
any
fact.
Tay's favorite character is Mashu and Saber, who Saber in all, like all the light novels or the visual novels, all she wants to do is cater to Shiro, and Shiro this, Shiro that, lives for Shiro, and Masha's only like, senpai please, senpai I love you, and then he has a gall to come around and criticize Origaru. Come on.
All right, guys, we will
This will be
reserve
a
a
full
venue
debate.
for
This
you
will be
two
a
to
full
duke
debate.
this one out in
This will
full
be a full
form.
debate. This will be a full debate.
Let's get to the next one.
I feel like these will just get less hot after the guitar take.
Yeah.
Like, we're all
Nothing
competing for
compares to
second.
the guitar take.
Guitar was too universal.
That was a
The
good take.
guitar
They hit
take's
too
hard
many-
because everyone likes a song with the guitar.
That's a good take. That was a great way to start.
Oh. See.
Wow, this is a great take.
I guess I can't. I guess I technically disagree, but don't fully disagree.
Right. I think Gurren Lagann, what makes it so iconic and what elevates it is its second half.
Yeah, I think these were like the best parts that got really.
Yeah, it's not the only good parts, but it's the best parts. But if
Oh
you
yeah,
don't,
these are definitely the best parts.
if you don't like Gurren Lagann, I can see why you would say this. So
Yeah,
Gurren
this isn't that
Lagann, it's not a good show except for these 2 or 3 episodes where they have to rebuild their stupid society. And Rashi was like the only good character in that show. Everybody else
Rashi
was
was
like,
a great character. Yeah.
Rashi
great
is
character.
the only thing
Trying
good
to get us-
about
Johnny
that
keeps
show.
trying to make it a hot take, and we're like, okay.
No,
like,
no, there's.
I guess not. I mean, I don't like the show. I think a lot of it's bad, and I think the only good parts were those.
Okay.
Although it
That-
did accentuate why Simone's awful.
Yeah, and I think that's
He's
good.
a bad
like,
leader, but good.
he's
warrior.
a terrible leader, and I really like the fact that it hammers home, like, in a way that you don't expect from a show of this caliber, that like
Yeah.
military war heroes don't make the best political leaders, and like nepotism and like
I think the
cronyism
Jaegers
is not
are good.
Okay, Armin.
There you go. Another hot
Um,
take.
My fiance kind of agrees with this, Gianni. He did not like Gurren Lagann.
Let's go.
You won't like it. You won't like his takes in the future, but for now,
We
you guys
take
can
those.
be allies.
We
Yeah.
take those.
He did not like it.
I mean,
I
I only
Yeah.
watched it once and I was all right. I didn't like a lot of people really liked the first half in my experience when
I
it was
do
like
not.
airing, but I didn't as much. So
I think
Yeah.
the first half is a lot better on a rewatch, but I'm with you. Like, the first half was fun, and I like, especially in this age where we have so many like shonen-esque anime that don't have any consequences for anything. It was good that Gurren Lagann did show us like consequences of people's actions and stuff.
yeah,
and
but it also showed the ass of a 14-year-old, and I didn't appreciate that.
I mean, that's on you. That's on you for watching the OVA.
No, the first episode, you get what's her face's butt in Simone's face.
Someone in what is it, Klaus Fox? I feel like I always say their name wrong. They're saying Gurren Lagann is great. Y'all are wrong. Don't get us wrong. Me and Tay love Gurren Lagann, but we are we are being understanding of this. So
Yeah, like
don't
I have
say-
Gurren
we're
Lagann
not
as a
co-
9 out of 10.
we're
I have
not-
it as
My
a 3
favorite
out of
anime
10.
of all time.
I have
I
a
have
3
it
out
as
of
like
10.
an 8 out of 10.
I
So,
think I
like,
have
we
it as
like
an
this
8.
show.
I'm
Eight?
due for a rewatch. I think I'm due for a rewatch. So
Yeah, so we
Tres.
are not co-signing it. We are just
No.
understanding it
And-
because we do think there are understandable parts of this take. So
Listen,
Right.
and also I feel like this was not as hot of a take for us, but I think the chat disagrees. So
Chad
definitely
is more mad about this than anything else we've said.
your
I
vote
think
counts
we're just
too. So
exhausted from
You're like, wait a
we-
minute, I like Gurren Lagann.
let us know,
Oh.
guitar, Gurren Lagann.
Johnny has so many worse takes that like this in comparison is super tame.
I feel like this is just a more universal thing because more people have seen this than like
Yeah.
Tomoko Market. Because like the only people that give a shit about Tomoko Market are like my mutuals. Like in reality, like nobody in the grander scheme cares about Tomoko Market.
Correct. But
Fair.
but that is a good thing. Chat, you guys got to keep score. This versus guitar.
Yes.
By
two
the end of
Gs.
every time we do a take, which is the best. But yeah, I'll just go ahead with next. Next.
All right, ready for the next roll. Let's
Thank
go.
you, Replay. Replay knows it. Replay gets
Replay.
it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
disappoint Replay so hard.
I mean,
As
as
if
if you already have it.
I
already
love
been
him
there.
so much. And I'm gonna disappoint him so much.
Replay didn't deserve this.
He's truly
So
the
I've
best
learned
of
that
us.
the
Replay the
wheel
goat.
just spins on its own, and I can't control the wheel.
Much like my takes.
Just like
It's
I
like,
cannot.
it's like a metaphor. What is this?
Oh,
Oh, ooh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Oh, no spoilers because I have not seen Owari
Ooh,
season 2.
this is that's gonna be hard to talk around spoilers.
Ooh, this
but
is.
can I do it? Yes,
Who
I
did
can.
this?
It was me, Dio.
Okay.
Wow.
I agree with you. So let's go.
Wait, how do I not know that there are dozens of us? Okay, so
all right. I'll take
Tay
my
is
headphones
unbiased.
off.
No,
Yes.
Tay is unbiased. So let me speak. I'm speaking at you. Okay, so everyone in like 99% of Monogatari fans are like, Ori Monogatari season 2, one of the best finales of all time.
Oh wait, we should probably read it out for audio
Yeah,
listeners.
So sorry guys. My take, Owari Monogatari season 2 was a disappointing finale because it sacrificed thematic coherence for a happy ending. Yeah. So I stand by this because I think it overlooked a lot of the ongoing themes, especially subplots that were built up to be like a final boss kind of confrontation that was, kind of overlooked and wrapped up really quickly in order to have a happy ending. Yeah, I stand by that. But I won't go into detail because of Tay, but like, yeah, I like some parts of Ori season 2, but I found a lot of it really disappointing.
Yeah,
I just find all of Monogatari disappointing. So
You
I think
have it in your
just
favorites. You have it in your favorites, and you haven't finished it.
it's disappointing, but I have it in my favorites.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to how good season 2 is.
Oh, season 2. Wait, which one's that? You mean
One
second
where-
season?
Monogatari
Okay.
The one where
Second season,
Araragi's
yeah.
not there.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
greatest
yeah.
season. Greatest season.
The best seasons are when Araragi is not there.
I totally
Araragi
agree.
sucks.
It's like the Ewing theory, but for Monogatari.
My issue with Owari season 2, without getting into spoilers, was like there was like a whole mystery and allure leading to it,
Yeah.
to who a certain character was. And then when you got to season 2, I don't know, to me, it just felt, at some point, it just felt so choreographed. Like it felt like you knew where it was going to go. There was not going to be any surprises. And I don't know. And it just like,
Wouldn't that suggest that it was carefully planned and well written?
no,
guess
I don't know. It
If
just,
the answer to a mystery is underwhelming, I think that makes it a bad mystery.
I think that you guys
What about-
cared more about the mystery than
Well,
what
I didn't.
Are we talking about Hyoko or are we talking about Monogatari?
Stop it. No, so I actually knew that was going to happen for a bit, and I actually don't have any issues with that aspect as much as you probably do, Onimaru. Like, that's not my issue as much as one of the major themes of the series, which represented the central conflict for Araragi from like the beginning to end of the series,
Yeah.
that was just kind of waved away, which I feel like was waved away for the sake of wrapping things up. And
what central conflict.
I think it's the supernatural versus normal life that he was always kind of battling, which was represented from like taking entrance exams and continuing his life with Senjo Gohara versus his attachment to Shinobu, which I feel like was made to be a real it was like a real conflict by the pre-Ori season 2. I don't want to spoil it. I can write it down. It's easy to write it down, but like that was like an ongoing theme where they're like, you can't exist as you currently are. And I thought that was a great representation of his coming of age struggles. And I feel like that was kind of not resolved in a way that felt really meaningful and impactful.
I don't know, because I mean, I think a lot of his in particular like character arc is like learning to love himself because he is a giant piece of shit, and a lot of the story is about him being better, learning to be better, overcoming that. And I think kind of really nicely, especially because Monogatari is not over, right?
But
Like
that's the
season.
thing is, yeah, that's the
But
thing.
the
I
main
feel
story's
bad.
over. His arc's over.
Yeah, and someone in chat
I
asked.
think the other thing is he's
Off
in
season
it.
or
The off
whatever.
season.
Yeah.
I thought it
Yeah.
wasn't about him. I thought the off season was like less about like him specifically.
I mean, regardless, I kind of disagree that. I mean, they had a lot of balls in the air, but I do think that the point of kind of his main conflict, which is loving yourself, which is just central to every single Monogatari arc, is resolved quite, I think, wonderfully by the end of Owari.
Yeah, and that's probably where I disagree. I think they also. I mean, yeah, that's where I disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was-
no.
I think there was just like an emphasis in certain seasons, which I really got attached to because I felt like they were really emphasizing it, and then I think they were like, "Nah, not so much." And I'm like, "Okay." And then someone mentioned, "What do you think about Zoku Owari?" And I think that's a much better emotional conclusion to everything than Owari season 2. So, yeah, I am not fond of Owari season 2, and I think it kind of like encapsulates all my issues with the Monogatari series as a whole, which is why I can never consider it like a truly top tier series.
I don't like Owari 2, but I like the ending. Like I have issues. Like I think a lot of it's boring. Like I don't like Hitagi Rendezvous. Like I
think that I'm not going to go into details on that because we've spent too much time on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like each arc that I was watching was reminding me of all of my issues, and I'm like, this is not how I want to spend the last entry, which was like the highest ranked that everyone loved. You know, it just felt like
I think I agreed with you, but as you guys pointed out, mine was more about the mystery part. I think thematically I was fine with it because it made sense for the whole theme about self-acceptance and whatever. Just the execution, I was like, whatever about.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna rewatch it though and see what's up, but I just
tall
don't think
task.
it worked out well. But I don't know if it's spicy enough. Actually, Tay, it's time for you to like actually watch the series and weigh in.
Yeah, I guess so.
I've been trying to bully
he
you to
doesn't watch
finish it.
anime.
I've been trying to bully you to finish it.
I did feel that Zoku was unnecessary though.
You thought it was unnecessary?
Yeah.
Zoku's so good.
I thought that was infinitely better than anything in Owari season 2.
Nah,
that
I
was
don't know.
so
It just
much
felt
better.
like
arcs where Araragi's not annoying.
Ozoku was like Owari season 2 was like the physical, like literal events that capped everything off, and then Zoku was like the emotional, like, you know, catharsis of everything.
Anyway, I need to finish ReZero season 2 before
Do you though?
Yeah.
I don't want
I
your
do.
takes on it.
I thought it was good. You should
my
finish
takes
it.
on it.
Huh?
I haven't been giving you my takes on it.
All right, chat.
I'm
I
glad
think we
you
got
stopped
less
tweeting.
spicy with the takes.
So we're gonna help. Maybe we'll get back on it. Get back on spice.
Here we go.
Zoku was in 2019. That's
And chat has said, Gurren Lagann has probably overtaken the guitar take.
Really?
Did they say that?
Someone
said
did.
They said Gurren Lagann is better than the guitar, but I disagree with that.
Oh my god, the timing of this. Someone in chat, literally Tom, just said it's like Ray for Sangatsu when we're talking about how the best parts of Monogatari are the ones without Araragi. And that's how, yeah.
Yeah, so so I will read the take out loud. A Sangatsu is exhausting and insists upon itself to an obnoxious degree.
I can't weigh in on this because I have not watched Sangatsu, so it's on my plan to watch.
Yeah,
And it
everyone
insists
said
upon
this
itself.
is the worst one. Tiani, have you seen Sangatsu?
yes.
Okay, do you like Sangatsu?
I love it. It's great.
Okay, so we got a battle. Let's go.
Everyone's mad.
Tay and I don't like the same shows, if you've noticed.
I mean, you guys got a few. You guys will gang up on me in the future.
The shows that we like, we don't even like the same things about the shows.
I don't think so either, yeah.
That kind of opinion are just coming from those people who don't like dementia at all. What does that mean?
I don't know.
That one's a funny.
Also,
I thought
this
it was gonna
person's
call.
like-
I thought he was trying to say you have dementia, not like
I
you
know.
don't like dementia.
Look, before we get anywhere, Burnt Field arc is like
Burning Field.
top 3 arc of all time. It's one of the best arcs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't want to go that far, but
No, it's so fucking good. I think that that arc is just like no pun intended, absolutely fire.
Yeah. I
The
love that arc.
the symbolism there, the presentation, the directing, the story, the characters, like all of about itself is amazing. But everything with Ray, God, I hate Ray. I hate Ray so
explain
fucking
your
much.
Ray hate, because I know a lot of people will not be able to understand it, but I can kind of understand it.
Without spoilers.
Yeah.
If possible.
Yeah, no worries. He's just like, he just kind of exists, and he's not like very interesting. He's not very.
You like Mosh?
No, you are 1 chapter in to like a 20 chapter game.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be back. Continue.
Okay, but like Ray is just like, he's not interesting to me. Like everything that comes about with him, like I feel like it's done with all the subtlety of a jackhammer. Like when I watch Sangatsu no Lion, I'm reminded of this is a weird comparison, but I'm reminded of the Chronicles of Narnia because
I love the Chronicles of Narnia. What are you trying to do?
Because look, the Chronicles of Narnia towards the end, like would take a sledgehammer to your head and be like, "This is like the Bible. This isn't an allegory." And I feel like with Sangatsu, a lot of the time, it's like, Ray is depressed. He's really sad. Don't you know how sad he is? He's just having a really terrible life. Isn't it nice that some people appreciate him, though? Nice, huh? Don't you like Ray? And I'm like, bro, I get it. Like, you don't have to, like, yell at me over and over and beat me over the head. Like, cool. He has this family that's, like, nice to him. He has a teacher that believes in him. Great. Why do we insist on continually focusing on how depressed he is? Like, Jesus Christ.
They
like,
don't,
look, they do. And
No,
I love
they don't.
Evangelion. I love Evangelion. I
Wait.
think
He hates depressed people. Confirmed.
No, I love Evangelion, and I think the way Shinji is written is phenomenal. Like, Shinji is, I think, one of the best written characters I've ever come across. But I think the way, like, Sangatsu just, like, it's just so obtuse in the way it does things. And I think the biggest thing for me, and the biggest reason why I have season 2 rated so low compared to most people, is I think it comes to a head with the bullying arc. Because I think the bullying arc could have been done really fucking well. Like, there's so many pieces to it that would have, I think, hit really well if it just knew how to pace itself. If it just knew how to, like, convey its message and emotions and feelings in a manner that was not a sledgehammer. And especially watching it weekly, God,
I feel
the
like
pacing
that
was
Shaft
terrible.
though. I feel like
But yeah, I was wondering
Uh-huh.
how much of this is Shaft presentation versus the writing itself.
Yeah,
I
someone
don't think
said
it's
in
the
chat
drama.
you got to read the manga or something.
I mean, why
I
not
hate that
manga
take.
for
Please
something? I hate
never
that take.
tell me to read a
Never
source
say that.
material.
Exactly.
Just
I
if
will.
you come across me on Twitter, don't you ever tell me to read the source.
I'm
material.
gonna tell you to do it.
Really quick, I
Look.
do want to highlight some good comments here. I think
Some
they're
people
agreeing
agree
with
with
Tay.
Tay. Don't,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we cannot erase the support.
Tom says he is really vapid. He's just a conduit to explore depression to me.
That's
Uh-huh.
unfair.
Replay value gives a slightly more balanced take. That's absolutely true. There's zero subtlety to Sangatsu's writing. Every time there's a reference to something, they flash back to that moment. I still think it's beautifully written.
I have a thing, Tay. I don't know. How do you feel about this take that we have from our good friend Sinris, who refers to the Kawamoto sisters as like the beautiful crying angels, and
Yes.
they present this take as like they're just these depressing figures who have not really done anything wrong in their life, but they're still kind of picked on by everyone around them. And the source of their sadness is just like how they're victims of society and like, you know, victims of bad luck. Do you
I
feel like
think-
that's something that could be applied to Ray and like you're not clicking with Sangatsu?
What's
Yeah, I think it's a little similar, but I feel like my issues with the Kawamoto family is more that they're just like waifu bait, like especially the oldest sister.
bait? I can't. Like, it's okay when it's a show that you like that it's waifu bait.
Look, I'm not.
We
I'm
love
here to
gotcha
defend-
for waifus. What are you? Why is it okay when one show, like, it's a criticism of this show, but it's like, gotta get my summer Musashi.
Wait, did I say anything bad about it being waifu bait? I
It's
think
just You made it. You said it to be a pejorative.
Yeah, someone in chat. This is a good question. Explain the exhausting part.
Explain the exhausting part. I just feel like emotionally spent after watching it. I'm just.
I think that's the point.
That's the point.
You haven't even watched Onimaru.
Well,
Replay
I
Value
watched
said-
Nana recently, and that's exhausting. So.
Yeah, but that's like intentionally exhausting. That's like
Yeah,
that's
this
a bit
is-
different. That's a bit different.
You need a cigarette after
Replay
an
Value
episode
said,
of
I didn't
"How is
know.
Akari waifu bait?" And even though I do like Akari, she is 100% waifu bait. If you
She's
have a
100%
big-titted older sister who wants to cater to you when you're feeling down, that is
All
a
the
waifu.
time.
That
Put down
is-
everything
and
just to
As
mother
we
you.
disclaimer, there's nothing wrong with waifu bait, but the fact that I see people being like, "Akari, pamper me" all the time, like, bro, we know what's up. We know what's
Right.
up. Not
Like, I
to say
wasn't
she's
even
not
saying
well
that-
written, but we know
I
what's
wasn't even
up.
saying that as a criticism. Like people, like I said, like if you, waifu bait's great, like and like they do waifu bait really well. Like she accomplishes her like her thing to be a waifu bait. But like
Maybe it's not waifu bait, but she definitely has like waifu pandering tendencies. In her
right.
character,
If you want to be
which
more
most
generous
female
about it.
characters in anime do. That's not like
That's true.
a Sangatsu only thing, but
Like,
Right,
is
right,
it? Again, not having watched the show, is it right to call it waifu bait? Is that the right term? Considering like a lot of the waifu bait stuff is like intentionally designed to be waifu bait. Does it feel that way with Sangatsu, where it like they intentionally, or is it just a secondary effect?
I think it's a
Probably
little bit of
secondary
both. I think
Probably
it's mostly a secondary effect. I mean, like I'm mostly hamming it up, calling her waifu bait, but like the Kawamoto family is fine. I think what Cinerus was saying when they were calling it like a crying angel family, like just to have like sympathy, I think gets really played up during the bullying arc. And man, I don't know. I just do not have a fun time. It's 100% a secondary effect, as Andrew says. I just don't have a fun time watching it. And I know like you're not supposed to have quote unquote fun when watching anime all the time. Like I don't have fun when watching like a lot of Evangelion, but I love it still.
Me too. Me too.
But yeah, and it's one of those things where I feel like I'm also disappointed because I see the potential in it. Like I can see why people love it so much. I can see why people like extol its values, but for me, like it just doesn't execute it as well. And I think that's why it's like more exhausting to me. It's like, oh, like if you had just done that, like, or like if you had just like streamlined this, like I could have loved it so much more, but it just isn't for me.
All right, chat. Are you ready to move on to the next one, or do you want to stop here and crucify Tay? What do you want to do?
no, I think we're
Tom-
moving on.
Tom doesn't never explain shogi to me with Sensei. They do it too much.
I love that.
I don't like when anime explains the sports, even if it's karuta. Let me figure it out. I don't need you to tell me.
There's no
No.
way to figure out shogi from Sangatsu though. It's so bad at it.
No.
Like they had that one song with the cats, and I was like, I have no idea.
Now
what's
I
going
skip
on.
that every time.
Bro, it's like chess. You don't need to know. Just watch the show. It's about the This take bothered me.
I can't tell. Oh,
Oh,
This
yeah. Is that a hot take?
I think that's a hot take. That's a little ridiculous.
but it's correct. So I'm gonna just go with it. Akira is still the best looking anime of all time, and I'm gonna go with it.
It's not even the
No.
best Otomo looking anime.
Oh, it is. I'm sticking with it.
Akira is still the most expensive anime production of all time.
The animation is the best
Because it
the
was made when
aesthetic is the
computers
best.
didn't exist.
Okay, Replay, the Cat Shogi song is flames. Thank you, Replay. I will
No,
agree
it
with
sounds
you on that.
ass. The Cat Shogi song is ass. That's like so fucking ass, dude. Like I know it's in the show, but we don't have to like everything in the show.
All right. So about this
Anyway.
Akira take question. So the best.
Yeah.
The best. Peak.
The best.
Better than everything else
Yes.
out there.
Anything else you will mention? One thing you'll mention, I can be like hit or miss on it, but this is a hot take stream, so I got to be absolutist, and I'm just gonna say it's the best.
Look,
I don't even think it looks better than Metropolis.
It's
Well, Metropolis
and
probably looks good, but it probably is not the best looking because I said Akira's the best.
I mean, Akira is the only anime film that is entirely in ones, which is absolutely insane.
Quaggy Boy said, I think this is the coldest hot take so far. Yeah, I can't help it. Look at what I'm competing against.
Red Light does not look better. Red Light,
Red Line
someone in
does not
chat,
look
someone saying Red Light. Look, Red Light looks bad.
Akira looks
I
fantastic.
can't believe they spent 7 years hand drawn animation to make it look like that.
If someone says like Shaw says that, and I'm like, I can't be like, I disagree with like, I'm not like offended.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I should have brought up the Shogi Cat thing. Children of the Sea is probably looks good, but also probably not. I'm probably
You could
still
have
going to say
borrowed one of
Arthur.
mine.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
you
know if I
barely
agree.
had enough for yours.
It's the best, but I'm not offended though. So
It's the
What would you-
production. The most impressive production for me.
Yeah.
Akira is.
Yeah, but I got it to be more hot take.
I know.
Redline doesn't look bad, but it's not looking as good as Akira. Who said Redline looks bad?
I don't know. Who would have said that? What? That's crazy.
Oh,
did.
Jay said that.
uh,
Wait,
someone says Akira isn't all on ones.
I'm like 99,000%.
Fight him,
sure it's
fight
on
him.
this.
I'd
Yeah.
never
him.
heard that. I didn't want to call Tay out because I was like, I've never heard that. But if Tay said it with such
Wow.
Vigor of conviction.
Apparently, it's a myth. Holy shit! It
Damn.
got
It's-
You got to check your
That's
sources,
fitting
man.
because they
I've
talked
watched
about
it
the like.
recently.
What was
and
it?
I
Wow.
Damn,
Wow, I
it's
got
over.
God. Holy shit.
Do you still agree with me though that it's you could say it's the best looking?
No, not anymore.
Now
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah.
Someone brought up Ghost in
it
the
doesn't
Shell
even
is
look
up
better
there.
than girlfriend, if we're being honest.
It doesn't look better than Rent a Girlfriend. if
Is
we're being
anybody
honest.
watching girlfriend right now?
I'm not.
It is
No.
so fucking crazy. I love it. It's
I'm
so
going
fun.
to watch it because
Low
I have to-
key. I'm not gonna say
Uh-huh.
anything. No.
I gotta
Okay.
watch it because I watch every terrible, degenerate waifu harem anime.
I'm group watching it with some friends.
He's saying this after calling everything waifu bait, and he's like,
Well,
now we
it's
get
okay to be waifu bait.
He's like, now we're getting to the main event waifu bait.
This had a nice cooling effect for the chat. You know, it brought them back. They're ready
call
for
me
more.
a White Walker. Winter is coming. Someone
Yeah,
said
let's
Ghost
roll
in the
it.
Shell is up there, which I agree, but that's also one of my least favorite 6 out of 10. So maybe I should have added that to the list.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Shaw, this is why
You
we're
were
friends.
sitting on that one, but you put this.
Shaw's pulling her
forgot.
punches. She's pulling
I
her
forgot.
punches.
That's why
okay,
we're friends.
Okay, Tay
You mean-
brought it up. Let's talk about a show that insists upon itself, and that's the movie Ghost in the Shell. I haven't seen the TV
Ooh.
show, but nothing screams deep like them sitting around on a boat saying like, "What does it mean to be human?" I don't know, fam.
That's,
that's it.
great.
That's
You're wrong.
That's the
I
movie.
think I personally think Vivi did that better, but I think it's really good.
Would I
the only thing, the
I
only
might not
good thing
disagree
Debbie
on
does
that. I might
is
not
clean my
disagree.
apartment.
I
VV
might not
good.
disagree.
Vivi is my wife. She's my.
Shaw's like Scarlett Johansson was a better.
Shaw-
No,
Is-
no, I wouldn't.
Shaw,
I wouldn't go that far.
Is Vivi a smoke show?
I mean, I'm not going to take that away from you. Yeah, she looks good.
Yeah, let's go.
And she looks good.
Okay.
I've
I
never
think
loved.
She looks generic.
I've never shut the fuck up. I've never loved anybody more than I love that robot.
What about your 3 imaginary daughters?
My daughters,
of
they're
them.
not imaginary daughters. One of them is with an
All
girl.
right, let's
Okay.
spin for toxicity.
let's move on. But that should be a good one. I will watch Standalone Complex. I'm sure
I don't
it's
like
better.
Standalone Complex.
Oh,
I
It's
so
think
probably
can't-
better by default.
You can't say Vivi is a smoke show when you abandon a Vivi group watch on Jack's birthday.
for another smoke show. For another smoke show.
You can't say you love no. You haven't
And
loved
she
anything
took my
more in your
seat
life.
and nobody stood up for me.
Oh,
Let's go.
let's go.
What is this?
Oh,
Oh, I agree with this.
I agree with this
stop.
too.
You guys like one course
Yeah.
shows. This is supposed to be it.
No, it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of terrible one course shows.
I
out
mean,
there.
my whole argument for why I liked Vivi is because it was so like self-contained that it kind of told the story from beginning to end in one core.
I literally do not have a one core. I have one core 10.
Which
That's
one?
it.
Rakugo.
Review Starlight.
Oh,
Oh,
for
come
me
on.
it's Rakugo.
I thought it
No,
was
but
Rakugo.
Rakugo's 2 core.
Oh, that's true.
Well, no, it's 2 seasons, but I think
No,
it's
yeah, I count everything
Okay.
as like a whole.
Well, when I watched season 1 just by itself, I still thought it was a masterpiece. Like it was
Kind of
absolutely
ruining the
phenomenal.
whole. Yeah. How dare Rakugo have 2 seasons to mess this up?
I know.
Well,
Oh,
if
so
everyone-
did we read this? No.
Oh, sorry. 99% of one core series do not have the runtime to establish themselves as masterpieces.
And who did
Okay, that's
this?
boring now. That's me.
No,
that's boring now.
you have so many worse hot takes. Why are they
I
not
just
here?
discovered them midstream, so let
that
me
one's
do-
good. That one's really good.
you guys. But I thought you guys would disagree because I know you like so many one core series. So
Yeah, but they're like 8s.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
well,
And
Yeah.
like a masterpiece is a really high bar.
I'm
like,
trying to think if I have a 10-10 one core actually. I
I
don't
do.
I
know.
have
only-
one.
the
I
one I
actually have
have.
two. I might have the most.
Wait, you said this, and then you have the
I'm the
only
worst.
one core anime that I have that's a 10 is Katanagatari, which is only technically one core because each episode
It's
is
an
an
hour.
hour long. Yeah, so it's like not even.
You have that as a 10?
Yeah, I love Katanagatari.
Great show.
It is great.
What's that face? I saw that.
I mean, 10. That's 10's a lot. I mean, it's a good show. I really like it. I have it
Yo,
as an
get
8.
him. What is this?
It's an 8, not 10.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sounds like a better take than mine.
Talk about
better
a show that
take.
insists upon itself. I mean, anything Nisio Eason writes insists upon itself.
Yeah,
but
that
some
is
of them
true.
do it well.
Yeah, but
Katana
it got
Gatsuri I gave a 9, so I think that's a nice happy medium.
Apparently, it's
between-
effectively 2 core according
Yeah.
to replay value.
Yeah, I know.
But
pretty detective.
well, this take sucks as a hot take, so let's get to the next one, which will hop.
Ping Pong's another really good one core show.
Ping Pong is one of
That's
my
true,
10s. That's a 1 core, so I think
Great
I just.
Passage, great one core show.
Oh, I give that a
Yorimoi.
7.
Oh, Funewa Amu?
Where's
That's,
the
that's a
Gabagool?
that's a fine take, but like it's all like really good show. Like somebody
It's
gave it
pretty
a 10.
boy. It was a bad take.
Was the Gabagool? Someone's asking where the Gabagool is because we got 2 Jerseyans on here.
I'm Italian.
Gumbus is an OVA.
I hate Jersey
feel like.
Italians. I gatekeep Italians.
All right, let's see what this is. You
No comment.
I hate this.
I mean, if you're blind.
Okay, good OSTs are greater than good animation. So, okay, let me explain. Okay, you know the saying, "Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day," but teach a man a fish and you feed him for a lifetime. You give me one good Sakuga clip and I can maybe watch it on Twitter 3 times. Give me a good OST and I can listen to that anywhere I go. Therefore, OST.
That just seems like a personal problem.
Well, these are takes.
I don't know. This one's tough.
I mean,
the problem is like the best shows do all
have
of
both.
it well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
I don't know if there are shows
Like-
that have a
Like,
good
have you
OST
ever watched
but
an
bad
amazing
animation,
Sakuga
though.
scene that had
Ready
a shitty
Starlight.
OST?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's
Ready
Fate
Starlight
Apocrypha. It's Fate Apocrypha. It's that one thing where it's like this super what is it? This super experimental scene where everything kind of looks like shit, but it's technically well animated, and then it's got all the and then it's just like bad sounds.
Replay
that's
value in the
Fate
chat
Apocrypha.
wants a clarification. You asked, wait, so we're not saying that it improves the show, rather which one is more important to a show's quality?
No, I think to me, if I am more drawn to a better OST than better animation. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Yeah, I've never been like, wow,
No, see,
this cut
I-
is so good, it's a 10. I've never
But
been like
I
that.
think it's the reverse, where I'm more for giving up a bad OST than bad animation, because I've seen shit like Orange that
Yeah,
had
but
a good OST but terrible animation.
I think that's Orange might have a good OST, but not really because no one remembers the OST. Like it's
right,
not
but
that,
it was fine, but the animation was terrible.
but that's not good. That's not a good OST. That's a fine OST. That's a passable
Okay.
OST. Like it's
Okay.
not overtly offensive, but the animation was offensive. But I wouldn't consider that a good OST.
A lot of times though, like bad animation is like a product of like really bad scheduling or something.
Right.
So like I think of Review Starlight as a good example where most of the show is like really poorly animated or not animated because it had not unlike Wonder Egg Priority, they were soliciting animators on Twitter and it got so bad at a certain point. But the OST is like fire. It's a great OST with a really accomplished.
Yeah.
I'm not
Shaw.
a fan of it, but I wouldn't consider that a hill.
I
mean,
played
it's-
the Gotcha game for way too long, and all
What?
of the I ended up hating all the songs. but
Whatever.
the
Whether
Gotcha
I mean
game.
whether you like a piece of music is a subjective thing, but like for somebody who likes that OST,
Right,
it's
right,
a good
right.
OST and the animation is objectively bad.
AJ saying Shaw has truly ascended to being the ultimate
this is-
visual novel stand with this take.
I
That's
hate
it.
this. It's so accurate. Yeah. So
God.
in conclusion, PowerPoint greater than Windows Movie Maker.
Yes.
So wait, what's an example of something like a peak animation to you and peak OST, and then that you would prefer over that best animation?
I guess that's a good question because you guys have a good point that okay, here I'm gonna have to betray my favorites a bit here. So I'd say like a peak OST would be Ping Pong, but even though I think it's well animated, I'm not going to look at Ping Pong clips and be like, yeah, this is like my favorite looking piece of animation. But I still love the soundtrack for that. And then I guess the best animation is Akira, but I don't really remember the soundtrack for Akira that much. And I like Ping Pong more than Akira, so I guess by default, OST greater than animation.
But that has more to do with like how much you want to revisit something, because like when you're watching
Yeah.
something in the moment, like the fluidity at which something moves, the care and attention to detail of those parts of animation are what really sometimes make or break scenes.
Yeah,
like
but
you guys did the KyoAni show last week. Like,
mhm,
what would I think Maid Dragon's a good example. Like,
mhm.
what would make I that first episode of season 2 where Kana's getting into like the booth, like the care that it's animated of this little girl climbing into a booth. It's like it's just so attentive and it makes this world feel so tactile that you're there. Like it's more immersive than I think music is, but again, that's a personal thing.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the reasons I like Akira's animation is like it wasn't even the bike scene or the fight scenes, but the character animation that got to me that like really stood out. Everyone in chat is roasting me for not remembering the Akira OST. I'm not even saying the Akira OST is bad. I just don't remember it as much as the animation. Like it doesn't stand out as much to me, but I don't think that's like I'm not saying that's bad.
I
It's
like
just
what
not.
Jen said. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any OST that I just thought was outright bad and not just forgettable.
Yeah, I think that's pretty rare.
Apocrypha.
But that's also sound design.
That's true.
It's like the sound effects that they use. I don't
Yeah.
remember a single Apocrypha OST though.
I did because
Yeah.
I was listening to it yesterday.
I feel like
Why?
as someone that doesn't remember background music, I'm gonna go with good animation better.
But I feel like it's also like just so rare to have good animation
It's true.
in general. Like because you said Gianni, there's so many productions that fall apart because of the scheduling and just
Yeah.
the world ending. So it's really rare when you do get a good animation compared to like most OSTs are at least average even if they're forgettable.
I
was
can't
thinking,
believe that-
Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
on, Gianni.
No, you slandered Fujisawa in the middle of that, and everyone just let that go.
Which it was that the Akira OST guy?
No, the Starlight who did Landlust, a lot of Love
Oh,
Live,
yeah, I don't
Eccentric
like the-
Family.
Oh wait, no, they do good stuff. I just don't think it's good in Starlight.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm leaving.
And to be fair to
okay.
Starlight, I don't think there are not many idol songs that I like. So it's not.
No, but he didn't write the OST is different from the.
Oh
the
well, I
intro.
Oh, it had an OST besides the songs?
You're the worst.
I legitimately do not remember.
Golden
I-
Time is just awful. That's it.
Golden
I don't
Time's good.
Ooh, that's a new take.
Golden Time
Oh.
also better than Bebop.
No,
I was
it's
gonna
not.
say
No.
Stop
No.
it.
Spin the wheel. Spin the
Spin the
damn
wheel.
wheel.
Let's get away.
The last thing
We
I was
could
going
do
to
a
say,
whole
though,
show.
Oh yeah, what
on-
were you gonna say? Yeah, Tay, what were you gonna say?
that Railgun has really good animation, but like a very forgettable OST.
Actually, I
sucks.
disagree. I disagree completely because two of my favorite OST tracks are from Railgun. I think they
Really?
have
Which two?
fantastic-
You gotta send me to the.
I
'cause
will,
I don't know
'cause I
them.
have them on deck. I got them
Uh-huh.
on deck saved because one of them is my favorite slice of life tracks, and my other one is my favorite like the intense one that they play when she and Accelerator come into like they meet each other, and that was like
Uh-huh.
such an intense track. So I do think the animation is great, but I disagree on the OST.
All right, you're gonna have to send me them.
I
got
disagree
the
on that
receipts.
show being good.
You have no grounds to stand on.
Remember when you went to meme on it and call it the Index Show, but you called it the Railgun Show?
You did. And we're like, no. this
I lost track of
backfired.
my bits.
Also, thanks for the support chat for agreeing with me on Golden Time. Thank you.
Golden
Thank
Time's
you.
good.
Shaw, is this you?
It's
This
not
isn't even
me.
a thing.
It's not me. So Hisoka would make a great baby. Hisoka would make a great babysitter. No, he would not.
Like,
This
how does
isn't
that even
me.
make sense? This doesn't even make sense as a
This
bit.
isn't me.
All right, hear me out.
No.
No, like just skip it. Reroll.
Yeah,
This
do it
is a
again.
weird take.
Temple.
It's not like a hot take. It's just like a.
It's just a weird take.
Can I temple
Yeah.
on the
Lock 'em
take
up
again?
take. What?
Can we temple on the take again?
Yeah, let's temple. Let's
was a
pull.
gotcha.
Let's
That was
Listen,
a gotcha.
I was
Reroll,
grasping for
reroll,
hot
reroll.
takes this week.
Someone
Reroll.
said EDP made this take. This is not looking good.
Oh!
When I was writing, I'm like, I think this is more of a weird take.
It's-
Whatever.
Let's reroll.
No, wait. What's your reasoning before we obliterate this?
No, it was just like, you know how most people say Hisoka's like a creep because he
Yes.
he likes kids.
Based
Yes.
on reality.
My
yes.
argument is he's just a battle maniac. That's it. He doesn't he's not attracted to kids. That's it. He really loves battles. He just comes
also-
off. He's just weird about it.
I think you also would want a serial killer, even if they're not a pedophile, to babysit.
I mean, I think, if they don't show any battle prowess, I think they're fine. They're safe. And, he's got the bungee gum. They can entertain themselves. It's
wait,
kind of a cool gimmick.
What does that have the properties again? Does it have the properties of both rubber
Rerolling.
and-
Before it gets weirder.
Does bungee gum have the same properties as rubber and gum?
Yeah. we have. I'm not continuing on this take.
If I was Zeus, as my child was Hercules.
It's really dragging this out.
I know. Ooh.
Oh, wait, I like this one. Almost all Evangelion fans are fake fans because true fans would have quit anime after finishing it.
I've heard that take before, actually. I've heard somebody, I was at a wedding and I was talking about anime with somebody and they said, I watched Evangelion and I said, nothing will ever be better than this. So I'd never watch another anime. And he goes, that was 20 years ago or whatever. I was like, legit, somebody told me that. And I was like, I can't even blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that way with Logue.
About with what?
Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which is available on in its entirety on High Dive.
People need to watch that before like High Dive doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
like
true.
I tell people all the time, like, listen, I don't know how much longer High Dive is going to be here for with these giant streaming corporations. Watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes because it is.
That's what I did. So
it's available, and you should do that.
It's all
It's
there.
If
good.
only there was a way to get 3 days free on High Dive.
Dave, we're not sponsored by them on here. They gotta like roll up.
But you can arrange that if you want.
You can arrange that if you want. But until then, I think this is Onimaru's take.
This is me. This is me.
Is this any your
As someone that loves Evangelion, by the way, I'm also calling myself a fake fan.
I mean, I think this is true. I think this makes sense. It's in the same vein that like Asuka's supposed to be like a criticism on like waifu culture and shit. And like people waifu the shit out of Asuka.
How many Oscar figures do you own?
Me? I think I have like 5 or 6.
Wow.
I think so. The reason I'm saying this is it's not out of like elitism, saying like, you know, which a lot of Eva fans do have quit anime because there's nothing like it. But I mean, like, not even going back to Eva. I mean, like, fully quitting, because the whole central message of Evangelion was not only just, talking against anime, but it was also talking about obsessing over things as a form of escapism and fandom and obsessing over the details. And I fell into, like, when I was doing research for Evangelion stuff, like, I fell into a rabbit hole, and it's very deep over little details about the lore, the end of Evangelion, the original cut versus the director's cut.
Versus the Sony Dreamcast game lore.
Yes.
That was only available for like 2 weeks.
I was criticized for like not reading the Red Cross book thing, like in the 90s, I don't know, like all the little spin-offs. And it's like, that's exactly, that minutia was exactly what Anno was speaking out against. So you did not fucking pay attention to the message at all, you know?
Yeah.
So I felt like if you were truly a fan, you would have quit.
I don't think we should keep Evangelion fans.
As they pointed out in chat, they can still watch Darling in the Franxx. So
that's true. Yeah,
all right, spin the wheel.
That show's also better than Bebop.
I will end the stream. I will not stand for that.
I will turn this car around.
Hey, every masterpiece has a carbon copy.
Oh my god.
That was a joke. Sorry,
I'm still reacting to Gianni's take, not yours.
I actually haven't seen Darling in the Franxx. That's the only one that I
if you want some gay racism, erasure, like
if you hate,
I already like UFO.
No, that's not even like, that's just like,
that's like
that's like literally.
This one's like the gay character gets AIDS and dies.
Oh wow, okay. I thought it was like
no, it's bad.
Never mind.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is just at replay value. Poor replay. Just
this was targeted. Okay, Kekai Sensen is where Rei Masumoto's bad ideas went. I might have a surprising response to this take, but it is not my take.
That show sucks. Kekai Sensen's not a good show.
I haven't watched it.
I kind of agree. To be honest, I watched the first and second season. The first season has Rei Masumoto. The second season does not, and the second season is a lot better.
I haven't seen second season. All I know is like about Rei Matsumoto is she's also done Baby I Love You Daze and Gotcha, and those are like
Gotcha
really
is great.
She's great at commercials.
Yeah, Gega is a great series. That's where all her good ideas went. But I feel like Gianni, tell me if you agree or not, but I feel like Kekai Sensen, it tries to show the like the randomness of New York and how everything's fast moving, but it just has like random scenes that don't let enough like time stop so you can like embrace it.
Also,
I
isn't
agree.
Kekai Sensen like based off? Doesn't it have a source material? It's not
Yeah.
original, right? So like,
Yeah.
how can it be where her bad ideas went when it's like not her material?
Directing. It's just
Oh, you think like directing it's bad?
it's like a very
Not storytelling
uninterestingly
wise.
directed thing, and like just the show's not good. Like there's like maybe like 4 good episodes. I think it's too much. You talk about like a show without subtlety and a show that insists upon itself.
I think it's yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead. No, you
No,
go
you-
ahead. This is your take. This is your time to shine.
No, it's just Rie Matsumoto is one of the most wonderfully creative people in our industry that doesn't do a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
And when she did this project and it just was bad and like just I don't know, zapped of life and of effervescence that I know that she has been capable of.
Oh God,
It's-
is this what I sound like?
It's just one of the worst things ever. It's so disappointing to see like it'd be like if Yamada did something like bad, like Tamako Market, right? It's like how I felt when Yamada did Tamako Market.
He just
Oh
slips
my
in a
God.
hot take behind
just
another
slips in.
hot take.
It's like sampling a hot take for
I think
this hot take
he's
track.
just built for hot takes. Built
I
for
You know
love
it.
that I
Yamada.
think
He's so
Yamada
different, for real.
Yamada is a bottom 5 episode director at the studio. I legit believe that.
Planet After Story.
No, yeah, those are her best.
Uh-huh.
But I think for the most part, like other people, like Ishidate is a much better episode director than her. Kigami Takamoto. I think she's in like the Ishihara tier of EDs.
Her EDs are also expensive.
No, like episode directions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like her.
I mean, they're all good. Like everyone
Andrew
at
is
that-
not here for Tamako Market slander.
You should have
No one
known
is
though.
here.
Gianni is here.
I know.
I'm
Gianni's
here,
here.
man.
That means
I'm
it
here.
comes with the territory.
I'm here, baby.
All right.
I think
So-
Koiso Giga is a much better utilization of her talent. So
Yep.
if you were not fond of Kekai Sensen, I would recommend that. But also just watch Gotcha because it's a great music video. But
It is.
I
Someone-
stand with you, Gianni. This one time, I got you.
Thank
Some
you.
would say
I
that
got
Gotcha
you.
was the best anime of 2020.
I would say that.
So what you guys are
Wait,
saying
what?
is I should not watch Kekai Zensen. Just
No, I think you should watch it. It's fun, but season 2 is where it's at. Most
No,
people
you-
would disagree, but I
So,
think season 2 is
skip
where it's
season
at.
Not
one,
watch
got it.
You should not watch it.
Skip parts of JoJo.
Okay.
That's it. Why did we not include that? Okay.
It's too late for that.
Why did we
I
not
thought of
include-
it, but I was like, nah, not doing it. Not walking into it.
There's a certain take here that I really want to get to, and I think I know who did it, but it really, I was like flabbergasted by it.
Where is the one? Is that the one you hate the most that you thought would be a surprise?
Yeah, there's one there that I really, really don't like.
I want.
I
I'm
don't
not sure
even
what
know
it is.
what that one is. Yeah.
I do not know. Oh, is this the one?
Which one is this?
Shaw, read it out.
Oh
Okay.
no, I
Here
I
it
mean,
is.
that's not the one, but yeah.
Here it is. Starlight is a knockoff Ikuharu with nothing of the things that make Ikuharu's anime work. This could be a 2-for-1 special on who you think said it, but
This is Tay.
it is Tay.
Or
I did
is
not
it?
add this.
It's Tay because I know how Tay words things, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
But-
it's not just me.
It's
I
But you
I
wrote
would
that.
agree. I do agree with the sentiment, but I did not get to add this because Tay said it first. Now go off.
go, Tay, go.
Oh, I
take
thought
it.
people were gonna react.
And you know how I feel. We've had
Yeah.
we've had
We've had many
conversations for
discussions
years
about
about
it.
this.
You guys are
I
just gonna
keep
have the
wanting to
conversation. in
rewatch
front of
it.
people.
I
I don't want you to.
rewatch
I
it.
don't want you to rewatch.
I've
it.
watched-
I'm willing to rewatch it because
I
maybe
don't.
I'm wrong.
No,
I've-
it's okay. You
I've
don't
only
have to.
watched part of Starlight Review, and I've only seen one Ikuhara work, so I don't know too much.
Name one Ikuhara anime with the giraffe. You know what? They got
Checkmate.
me.
They got
Wait,
us.
does it? No, Utena doesn't have it.
Penguin Drum has a giraffe in the playground outside of the
Yes.
the
Yeah.
siblings' house.
Uh-huh.
Double checkmate.
There we go. Bam. Turn that shit.
Anyway,
yeah.
I feel like the thing about Starlight is I felt like it kept trying to go to something and like make a statement or make a message about like the characters or like the theater industry, or like not specifically the theater industry, but how everything's done at that school and how like the competition there and like the way that it sets up these girls to compete against each other and all their different emotions and stuff. But like it didn't land for me. Like every time it got close to like landing or executing something, it felt like it just didn't stick the landing. And I think that's one of the best things about Ikuhara is that like the endings are always the best parts to me. Like how Penguin Drum ends, how Utena ends, how Sarazanmai ends, how Yurikuma Arashi ends. Like to me, like those endings, like it brings everything together. It like wraps the next bow on top of it. Like you're left and you're kind of confused and you're like, what the fuck just happened? But it's like there's so much for you to constantly dig into. But with Starlight Review, I felt like a lot of things were like surface level. I thought a lot of things weren't like a lot of things were just like metaphors and symbols just for the hell of it. Like they weren't going to.
What was a metaphor and symbol just for the hell of it?
The sand, like desert shit.
Wow, that wasn't the sand. Wasn't a metaphor. That was her fated stage, which they had talked about. It was the Starlight play. So Hikari's fated stage was the Starlight play. It wasn't that the grains of sand were symbolic. It was that that's her fated stage, which is the Starlight play. That's not a symbol. That's just text.
Okay. And I think the text is bad.
I think a lot of text is bad, but you like waifu bait Mashu.
Just always comes
You like
back.
Mashu Kyrie Irving.
He only has one counter argument to everything, little thing.
Because she's so bad. I don't understand. She just has giant tits and says, senpai. I'm like, okay.
I keep telling you, man. You just gotta keep reading.
I dropped Zada's on my. I mean, sorry, not Zada's on my Starlight Review.
Sorry.
Stars on my is pretty good.
Sarazanmai is bad, but it
Side points brings up a really good point, which is TBH. I use Starlight as a testing ground to convince people to watch Utena. Yeah, it's like a testing ground to be like, I don't know, like, will this person like steak? And you like give them like, I don't know, like a half-eaten burger to see if they like me.
Okay, and I've had conversations about this with Shaw. Like, I think you just don't like the show, you don't like the characters, and you don't know about Tazurazuka. So you're obviously not going to get a lot out of it. And it's kind of like the conversation we've had about like the Babylonia anime, where it's like, you're like, well, Babylonia is not made for you. Babylonia is made for people who have played FGO. So even if you're confused watching Babylonia, it doesn't matter because it wasn't made for you. So, and
I don't know. I think
you've literally said those words to me.
No. I think Starlight Review was written for idol fetishists. And
it's not an idol fetishist show. They're not idols. I'm sure that if you call a Tazurazuka actor an idol, they're going to say, I'm not an idol. There's actually, there's literally an anime airing right now.
I know, but the way it's marketed and promoted, it's definitely
man, all anime are marketed and promoted like that. That's an anime thing, not an idol thing. I mean,
I know, but you're right.
Fate stuff is marketed that way. Like Monogatari stuff is marketed, like all of it's marketed that way. So just because it's all marketed like idols, that's such a bad faith argument.
But idol fans are completely different, man.
You just don't like it. You don't like it, but you criticizing the text and how it approaches things, or how its storytelling approach to critique a system. No, it doesn't. You just don't. You don't know anything about Tazurazuka.
I've watched.
So how are you gonna know about Tazurazuka if you haven't read about it?
I will fucking read it. Send it to me.
I don't want you to.
Quick question.
I will read it.
I don't want you to.
I will rewatch it today.
I really don't want that.
Quick question. If you don't know about Tazurazuka, is that? I'm saying it wrong. Tazurazuka. Should you be able to watch a show without being an expert in the subject matter?
I think you can get a lot from it, but if Tay is asking for like these, I mean, I think you don't need to read about it to really get it, but it certainly helps. I mean, just like Rakugo, I think it's like if you don't know what Rakugo is, I think it's hard to really get the fullness of Rakugo. Like I read a lot about Rakugo before I watched it because I was told to, and I think it paid off. Like these are just cultural institutions that we are not privy to. Like it's like those are not common things in our countries, right? Like that's not like Tazurazuka and Rakugo are like part of a culture that that's not right. We didn't grow up with that, right? Yeah. Like, and there are some anime that would reference like Rakugo's, right? Like they would wear the thing and they'd say, and then that shit used to fly over my head because what would I know? And a lot of anime reference Tazurazuka. Because it's just like a common thing, and how are you supposed to really grasp that without knowing it? That's like a culture.
All right, so I will read this stuff, Johnny, and I will rewatch it. I will because
I love you. I don't want to go through. I don't want you to hate the show twice. You're gonna watch it and you're gonna hate it twice.
And maybe you're right. Maybe it's because I don't know about the Takarazuka. Because I have read about Takarazuka. I've watched Jack's videos on it. And you know what? The New York Public Library is like a 20-minute walk from me.
Delta's scary. Just stay inside.
I'm I'll look up some books then, and I'll read about this, and I will
just don't.
rewatch it.
Guys, you got some good suggestions in the chat already, saying you got to start your own thing. If you did a first take-esque show, most popular anime content on the platform.
I want $1.
I would agree.
We'll produce you guys.
You know who had a great anime? Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah, I think that was a good conversation, but moving on.
I'm glad we're having it.
Feel was Gianni right? Is Tay biased to his preferences? Do you agree with the take? Was it hot? Do you just agree with it? You think it's okay?
So I think like it's okay. Like I understand like people not liking it, but I
also don't give it like a 1 or anything. I have it as a 5.
That's fair. Like I don't blame you for not liking. Like there are tons of people that are like shot. Like and I talked about it, and she's like, I don't like the show.
Before we get into this one, did my reason seem like valid for not?
I disagreed with you because I think you expected something out of the show, but like I didn't think it was like unreasonable. Like I think you understood and you like gave a very nuanced like reason. Like I did not jive with this, which is like a fair thing. I disagreed with some of the things that you wanted out of the show, but that's like our expectations for media are all different, and that kind of legislates what we take out of it.
No, Replay Value, you will be executive producer.
Executive producer. Well, thanks, Gianni. I'm glad
we'll have it on the same block. We'll get an hour block on like us on Fox Sports. The first half will be Anime Twitch Jeopardy, and the second half will be First Take.
This is my favorite take of mine.
This is a take. Film is a flawed medium for storytelling, and television is a better format.
I understand where Gianni's coming from.
So
I don't disagree.
Let's remove ourselves from anime. Let's for a second. Let's remove ourselves from anime. When you watch a movie that's not a series, right? Shaw, have you seen The Sixth Sense?
I haven't, but that's embarrassing to admit.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever. But for the most part, let's use Sixth Sense as an example. People mention Bruce Willis's character.
Yeah.
They don't even know the character's name. Because
that's because I haven't seen Sixth Sense.
But like in general, like when you watch a movie, you're just like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, or Samuel L. Jackson's
Robert
character,
De Niro's character.
Yeah, you don't you don't. They're not character stories. Films sometimes are, but I think for the most part, because of their runtime and because of how condensed it is, and because you need to tell a fully fleshed out story in whatever 2.5 hours, if it's not like a movie series, I think it's really difficult.
Are you looking at blockbusters, or are you looking
just in general? No, like a lot of films. Like there's a lot.
Counter take that I think agrees with your take, but rewords it slightly differently. I think film is the best medium for storytelling. I think television is the best format for character building.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be an inflammatory podcast.
And world building.
Sorry, let's go back. You don't know their names. Yeah, correct.
But like in anime,
isn't there like a great AJ tweet about like how is like I forgot their names, like good criticism if you forget their names, that's on you.
I do think there's a good point to this because there's so much there's such a limitation, and you see films becoming longer and longer trying to imitate television series. Like not recently, but I just watched the Snyder Cut, the 4-hour long Justice League Snyder Cut, and that was just like, I mean, they were trying to tell like 5 different stories in this runtime, and I'm like, we get it, just make it a mini series or something.
I wanted to check out in 30 minutes. I was out, but I watched the 4 hours.
Yeah. And Shaw, that's what characters that you know, right? Those are like,
I do know
like
them.
I think Asylum Witch is a good, like I think Asylum Witch is a 10 out of 10, and it's like Yamada's probably best work. I like Liz more, but whatever. It's like obviously like this, like it's a paragon of art, like right. But they had to cut out a lot from the manga, so like the side characters are like often they're like not as fleshed out because you have a limited runtime. And I think given the constructs of film, she had to make decisions that were great, but the film suffers from not being longer. And I think most films have that issue.
Yeah, because you do hear people complain in like every film. They're like, I wish we had more for the side characters. And it's like, it's a film. Like,
And I think that like anime sometimes, like I have a joke where like people care too much about side characters. Like I'm doing a manga club, and like every time they get into side characters, like I kind of skim those pages. Like in Chihaya Fudu,
also,
there were a lot of reader side stories that I'm like, we can.
Johnny, have you read the Silent Voice manga?
This is look at this shit, guys. Okay. Superbad has better characters than Breaking Bad.
I just rewatched that recently, actually.
Superbad.
Wait, what? Superbad. But that's part of a series that goes Superbad, Breaking Bad, then Down Bad.
becoming bad.
Down bad is Chihaya Fudu.
Down bad.
That's our group chat's name for our Chihaya Fudu book club.
That's
Down
good.
bad.
Replay is so mad in chat right now. I can't
I do have
hear
a-
it in his
He's
text.
I have a
going off
counterpoint.
over, like, oh yeah.
to this. So what I will say is that not film is a flawed medium. I will say that film is a more challenging medium because of the limited time to tell a story.
Sounds like
So
a flaw to me.
TV. What was that?
Sounds like a flaw to me.
Well, no, because a lot of it with art is you have like a limited, like it's like there's more you can do. You have to do more in your limited resources, and that's the challenge. It's like if you have unlimited time, unlimited budget, then that's
Unlimited
like,
time works.
it could lead to excess.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I do think I think it's just possibly more challenged. At first, when you said it's not flawed, I was gonna be like, yeah, it's just misunderstood. It's just a misunderstood medium. But
So
I think there's some
I
good points to this.
I like what Sai said. To be honest, the reason I prefer Liz to a silent voice is because Liz feels like a better fit for film. And that I think has part to do with the way it was adapted. Because Liz there's not like UFO, there's not like a novel that is Liz, right? There's the second year, Kumiko's second year are 2 novels, and everything's interspliced. So the way Liz was adapted, Yamada took a lot of creative liberties. Like Kumiko is very present in the novels for Liz. Like in that part, like she has an active role in Mizore and Nozomi's relationship and all that. And in the film, she's obviously not there. So like that was adapted very, very specifically for film as a very, very self-contained story. And that worked, but also worked because we know these characters. We are in this world that has been created and that we know and that we love. So it's like, it's different.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pin this one for when my future takes. So keep this in mind
Yeah.
for some foreshadowing. But I think that's pretty fair. Okay, next down. I think we got 6 takes left.
Wow,
Yeah.
we're
Let's see
getting
if there's
to the
any that can surpass the guitar.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised the Gurren Lagann one people got so mad at that one. I thought I might have a little more support.
You thought they'd be used to it. So just to check in with chat, let us know what is the take that stands out the most this far in.
Yeah. Now that we're reaching down to the last 6.
Getting down to the wire.
Oh,
This timing couldn't be better.
Ooh.
Sean,
Guys.
read it and weep.
Liz's direction isn't enough to make up for the lackluster characterization of the 2 leads. Now remember, guys, film is a flawed medium.
Yep.
And it should not be. I have to find the full thing. Film is a flawed medium for storytelling. That's why. Yeah. Okay. So this is obviously me, but
Could be Tay.
it could have been Tay. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it could have been me.
So I agree that like the direction.
You
of
agree
Liz-
with yourself.
I agree with myself. I would like to let myself introduce myself. So that's a good point, actually. They brought up there are 2 seasons of anime, and that's still not enough characterization for the 2 leads of I forget their names. Proving them-
Shaw,
Yeah.
you brought this up last week, but I want you to break down like what it is about the characterization specifically in Liz and the Bluebird that didn't do it for you. I'm not talking about in the series in Liz,
Yeah.
because they weren't, they were just peripheral characters in the series. So
You would say, according to someone, we're fighting for the worst. Sorry to interrupt. The Owari one or the Sangatsu ones were the worst. So me and Tay,
Very
me and Tay
shaft,
fighting.
very shaft centric.
the shaft squad
Getting the
going
shaft.
down. Yeah, getting shafted. Okay, so I think that the direction of Liz is really good, and it does a great job of portraying the emotions of these characters. But the source is not even.
someone's angry.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like their characterization wasn't enough for me to find it really interesting. I think there were like some parts that I appreciated, but it mostly did come from the direction. And I think I just wanted a lot more from the storytelling and overall portrayal of their characters. So
What about their characters did you not feel was explored enough?
I think they should have explored their dynamic a bit more. Like, I think after the confession, I would have loved to see, but I think I just find their dynamic kind of boring in general. I kind of
But,
just want more.
You wanted more characterization. So it's like, what in particular about their character? Like the stories about Mizore feeling isolated and divorced from the person she loves. And we're shown that, I think, pretty, I wouldn't even say like vividly, pretty like harshly
Yeah, I think they do a great job of showing that emotion. I just wish they made it a bit more compelling. So it might just be this is just my way of saying like it wasn't for me because I think the dynamic wasn't as interesting. But I
That's
think
fine. I just
yeah,
think phrasing it as like their characterization is lacking when I think that their character motivations are very clearly set. I think
yeah,
that we understand the reasons for everything that they do throughout the film, which I think is good writing. I don't think
yeah,
anybody ever acts out of character. And I think that when they do act in a way that is a little surprising, it comes as a moment of character growth that you can understand and delineate.
yeah. I think that's fair. I tried to make it more inflammatory, so it didn't work.
That's fine. Yeah.
But I'm glad you know what I mean. So someone in chat said wrong. I connected to the two leads more in Liz than their arc in season 2, and to that I say obviously because they got an entire movie to them, and their part in season 2 was the worst. But what I wanted to say that I didn't really phrase
Whoa.
well in this was
Go!
Shaw's got it in her. She's just
Sorry.
like pulling her
Well, like,
punches.
duh. I mean, like, of course you connect to them more in the movie.
Wait a
They're
second.
better in the movie. Their
Well,
part of
you
season
buried
2
the lead here. You think the Nozo Mizo parts are the worst of season 2?
Oh, yeah,
When
of
that
course.
awful
What else?
anime original Reina Yandere episode is there, and also the end of after the competition where everybody acts out of character, including Midori, who is like the person who is most obsessed with music, is now suddenly after a competition awaiting result. The only thing she cares about is Reina's confession to an adult man.
Who's
That
Midori
is the
again?
worst part of UFO.
Who's Midori again?
Midori Sapphire.
Midori.
Oh,
Worst
Oh,
girl.
that shit. I don't give a fuck about
Contraband.
that shit.
Yeah.
No, but
Who
that's
gives a
bad.
fuck about
That's
Who
bad
gives a
character.
fuck?
No, that's bad character writing.
Okay,
It's
but-
horrible.
Yeah, but
it's like
I'm used to ignoring her because she's irrelevant.
she's the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, she's irrelevant. I don't care about her. Anyway, so yeah, of course, Liz with these two characters is a lot better than season 2 because they actually focus on them. But I don't think they're compelling at all in season 2 because I think they don't introduce them in a way that like connects to Kumiko that much, and she's my main connection point in the series. Meanwhile, like the Kumiko and Asuka dynamic, their characterization, those are the that's the character writing that I connect with in Hibike, and I didn't see that in the Liz film. Naturally, it's better in Liz than in season 2 because I don't think they really communicated it as well. But someone else said a good point that's for later. But yeah, so I don't think they were communicated well in season 2, but just because they were better in Liz doesn't make them as good as like the main characters of Hibike for me.
I'm just trying to figure out, and I'm sorry if like you feel like you've already said this, and there's probably not more to be said, but what is it that was missing from their dynamic for you? Like, what is that specific thing between their interactions? Because they made it clear, you know, how kind of Nozomi kind of felt, and then how Mizore you kind of got characterized throughout the whole film. Like, what towards the end, even when they finally confronted each other, was still kind of like not compelling?
I think that like their actual confession was compelling, but up until then it wasn't as compelling. I guess it's just like kind of vague to be like what's missing, but I think I just wanted more because when I like Kumiko, I like the different aspects to her of like how she can be both driven, but then, you know, not as interested in what's going on. And like, I feel like there's a lot more dynamic aspects.
Complexity?
There's
Hold on,
more
wait.
complexity to her.
Shaw, I think I get it. So because Mizore's character arc is so focused on Nozomi, there's like little else around, like nothing else really orbits her character except for this one thing. While Kumiko has like she does like a lot of things. Like she has her relationship with Reina, her relationship with her family, her drive for music, her relationship with her teacher, right? Like this kind of like push pull where Mizore is only real, like, because what I'm learning is that you are not a simp. Right, so
well, we haven't gotten to those shows yet, but yeah,
simps
pretty much.
like me identify with Mizore because, you know, when one person just orbits your entire being, it's what her character is, and everything that she experiences is through the lens of how does this affect my relationship with Nozomi, including her music and her solo.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way of putting it. It's definitely probably just like a me thing. And Weirdy in chat, they're not weird, that's their name. They said, I feel like Mizore hits better if you're introverted. They nail her perspective of feeling distance from her loved ones. And I do think that's portrayed really well. I guess the best way I can say this, even though I'm not saying it that well, is like they're doing a good job of portraying a thing. I just don't connect with the thing as well as I do in Hibike.
This is the first time I've ever understood your list taken away that didn't really bother me.
Let's
We
go.
we
did
made progress today.
Me and
So
Gianni.
your
against
hot
the world.
takes have still not offended anyone.
I think I had no. My Owori one is one of the worst, apparently.
I was fine with it, but then
No,
that's
but
me.
but then you heard more of it, and you're like, wait, no, I don't like this now.
Backing out.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're a simp, you just really. And by the way, like last thing on Liz is
Yeah.
Yamada has talked about like kind of how she struggles with communication,
Mhm.
and like that's why her last two films are very specifically about communication, and both are very nonverbal communications, even though
Yeah.
This
the
has
climax.
less lines than I feel like
Than-
Koei does, and Koei is literally about a girl.
A
who is
silent
not
voice.
Yeah.
That's
I
what was
think
so
it's-
good about it. I think
Yeah.
like
I
just
do
it said
love
so much without talking.
Silent voice.
Sorry.
No, you're good, and that's on point. Watch
I-
me like when I
Uh-huh.
rewatch Liz, and I'm like, just kidding, I love them now. Wait for the like.
I felt that way about Love Story when I rewatched Love Story,
If there's hope for you with Love Story, there's hope for me with Liz.
but I like Love Story when I watched it. I just didn't like Market, but I love like Love Story. I was sobbing the last time I watched it.
Oh, nice.
Chad, are you still with us? Are you still ready for
You're
the
shitting on
last
Kumiko
five?
in chat, and now I'm mad.
Yeah, I'm not reading that. Like, if you're shitting on Kumiko, like, you're just awful.
Replay already is calling it. The rest of these
fucking hate you.
takes aren't hot.
No,
Oh.
we don't. Well,
None
it
of
might
them.
not be. We might have. Shot.
What are you talking about? I just said film's a flawed medium. That's a hot take.
No, the rest. I mean, like
Oh,
the
the
remaining
rest.
five.
Yeah.
No,
I'm so glad that's timing.
there's a take left that I'm mad
I
at.
don't know who has that tape. I don't know what tape.
I'm not
John-
sure what
is
it
mine?
is.
When should I tell you? What as soon as it
I guess when
lands?
it
Or
comes up, yeah, as soon as it lands. I don't know.
I just
whose
love the
tape it is.
timing that I got to utilize Gianni's
Perfect.
film take. For
It's
mine.
kind
Like,
of been rigged. I'm kind of thinking it's rigged.
you
It's
took,
not
you had
rigged.
it. You took cover.
Ooh, this one is secretly spicy.
Secretly spicy.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
Oh, here goes Shirobako. Shirobako is boring for most of its run. Only the final third is good.
Yeah, it's the whole stuff. Like I think there's a part of Shirobako that I don't like. It's like completely romanticizing the anime experience.
Right.
But I get it. I can't really hold it accountable because it's like clearly an anime made by people who love anime, and I'm not gonna
Right.
gatekeep people in the industry that are making something celebrating their work, right? But it is boring. Like the production stuff is boring. the dumbass with the mohawk's boring. All the side characters are boring because how are you gonna flesh out a cast of like 50? So it's like all that stuff is boring until they focus on like the core 5 girls, which is at the end, right? When like they all like the last third is really like the bulk of their character stuff, and that's like the only time the show's really good.
I will say before we get into it, there was a really great parody of Shirobako that Trigger did in a short. I forget what it was called. It was like a series
Aizoken?
of short. No, it was like a,
That show
it was like a
sucks too.
series. It was a series of shorts, and it was like 2015 or whatever. And like it was about like these 3 girls. It's for like a mobile game thing, whatever. And Trigger did Trigger things and like just had like a fucking riot with it. And one of the shorts they did was these 3 girls are sent to like an anime studio to like help with the production, but it's like a lot more realistic. And it's really dark because it's got like sexual harassment from like the production onto like some of the younger female assistants, and like the production schedule being really terrible on time, people like having to go to the hospital, like having to pull all-nighters, like almost dying, then putting an episode out, it looks terrible, and being like, all right, well, we got to do the next episode now. And they called it Kurobako. And I was like, this is,
like
this
Kuro
is a
isn't like
lot
you
more
died, or
realistic to
black.
them.
Shirobako Alter.
Shirobako Alter. I was like, yeah, this is a lot more realistic to the anime production scene.
People love Shirobako, and it's like I feel like it's also like a Red Velvet type of show where it's like these like influencers or like anime community elites all fucking love it and circle jerk about it, and I'm like,
No, I know some
that's
anime
just
like
boring.
all right. I've heard enough. As one of my favorites, Shirobako is not boring. It's frustrating. It's frustrating as fuck for like
It's
probably
exhausting. to say.
2/3 of it because of fucking Taro. Fuck Taro.
Yeah, Taro sucks. Too much Taro.
But and this could just be me, I just found it and I don't agree that it romanticizes the anime industry. I mean, I feel like it does to a certain extent because you kind of have to make
It
it like,
definitely
an
does,
anime.
yeah.
But I would argue that Bakuman more romanticizes the manga industry.
No, someone goes to the hospital and Bakuman.
Yeah, but you
I
know,
mean, someone passes out in Shirobako as well.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
like
but
when
it's not as bad as
Bakuman
what I've
also
heard.
has the romance. Wait, have you seen Bakuman or read it?
Who?
Yeah. I mean,
Onimaru.
Oh yeah, I read it.
yeah.
I read all of
Okay.
it.
Uh-huh.
But like,
so sorry.
because I've heard like one of the things is like the editors aren't actually as nice as they are in Bakuman, so that's part of like the romanticizing.
but one of them is just shit. He's just like bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like even the supportive like main like editor Hattori, who's like
Well, yeah, he was cool. But
like I
think
heard
we
it's
can
like
agree
really really bad.
Both
but,
parts probably, both Bakuman and Shirobako probably romanticize it more than is realistic, but they do show some harsh elements.
But it's
Yeah.
also part of the like, you know, no one's gonna want to read like unless you're doing like an expose like
Yeah.
article. Like no one's gonna want to watch a show about this.
yeah.
Like the reality.
But I was also, I don't know, I was also kind of like interested in and invested in it too, because I was like, at one point wanted to work in the anime industry. So that was interesting to me. So that could have been it. But also, I kind of related to Aoi's position as a production lead, because I've done that type of work. And it is frustrating having to get like crack the whip and get like the stuff from everyone. And then people are late with their submissions and all that stuff. So that was just really interesting to me. But I would agree that the final third is still better than the first 2/3. So,
Yeah. I essentially agree with everything. Yeah. Should we go on to the next one?
I
or-
mean,
I like
Final
Shirobako a
rebuttal.
lot. I like
Shirobako's
Shirobako
a 7 for me.
I don't think
I
that's
just-
that bad.
I
Yeah,
think
it's not
that
that bad.
the
I have it
end
an
is
8,
great. The end is great. Like the
Mhm.
final third is awesome. It's just the rest of it. It's like a snooze fest, and it's like it's really a struggle to get through it for me. It's just like really boring, and I don't like too many side characters. I just think that we're like
Attack on side characters. Yeah.
we
Classic
have
EA works.
an oversaturation of side characters. Now, if you're a show like Attack on Titan or like Legacy of the Galactic Heroes, where you have a lot of episodes, you're allowed to have a lot of side characters. But if you're a two-core
Johnny
show,
gatekeeping side characters.
This is
Like-
interesting. I could almost get behind this. If you don't have enough time for the side characters, do not include the side characters.
Yeah, I
mean,
That's
Chihaya
that's
Fudo.
kind of fair.
Yeah.
ton of characters, but it's a long series, so you have time for everybody,
Yeah.
right? Like even the readers get like some shine. So it's like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
good show, boring for the first 2/3.
I do disagree that it's boring because I think it was one of the first like workplace drama slice of life series I saw back in the day, and it was actually surprising how it was not boring. So I do disagree, but I get where you're coming from.
Do you like Sakura Quest?
No,
Oh, God, Sakura
no.
I love
terrible.
Sakura Quest.
Sakura
Sakura
Quest
Quest
is
is
awful.
oh, I heard that's worse.
Sakura Quest is
Sakura
one of my
Quest is one of
favorite.
the worst anime I've ever
It's one of
seen.
my favorite anime.
You talk about boring. It's
No,
like,
it's so
that
good.
is so
It's-
boring.
it-
Maybe it's just because I'm around nature that I'm not compelled by small town nature and chupacabras and shit. But I mean, chupacabra is kind of funny. Chupacabra as like a mascot is very funny, but it insists upon itself.
It's this shitty town that has this wonderful community that
The
people
main
have to build
character,
and learn to love.
Koharu, is one of the most annoying characters I've had the misfortune of having to come across.
Who, Sakura?
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with Sakura?
God, she's so boring.
She's
I
great.
Sakura
I hate a
characters
parent.
not being good unless they're Sakura Kinomoto. A name has just been abused ever since.
No, she's good.
Shaw, speaking the truth. Speaking the
Snaps.
truth.
We'll see if I'm still speaking the truth. I don't know if I have any more takes on here.
I think
Oh,
I have
you don't?
one.
I thought
I
you
don't-
had
Oh, I have two. I have two. Wow.
I
one
did
of
zero
the
takes.
take I'm mad at. I thought was yours. I'm
Oh,
glad it's
we'll find
not.
out what it is. Yeah,
I think I know.
Oh, I think I know what it is now because I bet you I know why you think it was mine.
I don't know what it is. Is it this one?
I don't think it's this one. I'll get mad at this one. Tsunderes aren't that great. Weebs only think they are because of wish fulfillment.
Tay, you suck.
What? No, I think I agree with this.
This was me.
Oh.
Okay, you
Yeah,
suck.
what?
Why? No, stop it. I love Tsunderes, and everyone secretly loves Tsunderes. They just like to pretend that they don't to seem cool.
Yeah.
I have the Tsundere shirt. I should have worn that for this.
Oh, that
I
would
mean,
be great.
I only worded it this way to be inflammatory. I
Okay.
really just meant they're only as popular as they are because it creates a fantasy for weebs of the girls that rejected them in real life actually harbor secret feelings for them.
True.
It's like a wish fulfillment.
Yeah, I think a
That's
lot
true.
of them are. I think there's a lot of them who are done poorly, but I don't think it's like there are a lot of sundares that are done well, and it's more because of like unpacking trauma for as to why they
Hey.
can't.
Oh, 1 second, guys. Asuka is a deconstruction.
Yeah. No, you're kind
Yeah,
of sitting,
Asuka
though.
is exactly the reason. She's like, look, like Tsundere is like, if you want to wife-wise them, that's fine. But like, any real Tsundere in real life would have like a shit ton of issues that they
Yeah.
need to unpack.
Shaw and I stand the number one tsundere queen, Kurosumaki-se.
Yes, the queen.
Yes,
The queen.
the queen of
But-
Tsunderes.
I think that there's a good point that Onimaru's hinting at with like, I feel like tsunderes are given priority in every like rom-com and stuff, even if they're not the best character in that series. So
You're
there
just
is-
salty about Nisekoi.
I was never salty about Nisekoi. I never cared enough to be salty about Nisekoi.
I can't believe you're so salty about Nisekoi.
Never forgot.
I've made peace with the ending for that. So we're
Oh,
good.
so that's
it was a
you're
great
salty
ending.
about Nisekoi. That's
It's
where
a
it
great
comes
ending.
from.
No, I was fine with it because I thought like since chapter 1 that was going to be the ending. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And it's
Haru
predictable.
Onodera is the best Onodera.
yes.
Yes.
No. Wait.
you.
What am I
Yes.
agreeing
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
I know you
I
guys
agree,
you're
right?
valid to it.
I
Okay.
agree, I fucking got him. That's why Tsunderes are so good.
Shaw's salty about Quince. Kind of, but not really. Kind of, but
Wait.
I respect Quince.
You're salty about Quince?
I'm not
I
salty
didn't.
about
I didn't even know you read Quince. I
Did
read
you?
I
Quince.
didn't read Quince. I just read the ending.
So
I was okay with it.
I
The
respect
Quince
them
ending
switching
is
it up.
interesting. I admire the goal to pick that ending.
I think it works on paper. That's all I'll say.
I feel like there's like some of the best characters are tsunderes, but then some of the most boring, annoying characters are also tsunderes who get tsundere privileges. And sometimes you should switch it up.
Their privilege. Check your.
I think
Tsundere
maybe like
privilege.
a lot of tsunderes are kind of mailed in, you know. So
Yeah, they just kind of do. They don't try sometimes because
they don't do them like they used to.
Yeah,
They don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
They
they
have to
really
fight.
don't.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Kurisu was like the last really good one. I really love Taiga too. Taiga's great.
Is Kaguya a Tsundere or a Kudere?
Who?
Kaguya,
Kaguya.
she's a
Kaguya's
tsundere.
a tsundere. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
great too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know that in Monogatari,
Senjo.
yeah, Oishi calls Senjo tsundere, but I'm like, I don't really think she's
Yeah,
I
a
don't
she's
think
not
tsundere.
really,
she's more
yeah.
Kudere than Tsundere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
definitely.
gag is that he calls her the
Yeah.
tsundere, which
And
is
like
a funny
tsundere
gag.
service. Yeah, yeah. But I
Hey,
think
here's
that's
a question, guys. Because I was having this conversation with a friend. Are all tsunderes smart?
No, there's some
No.
dumbass
No,
ones.
Taiga-
Yeah,
Taiga's
that's what I
an
was.
idiot.
Okay, that's
yeah,
what I
Taiga's
thought.
dumb. Yeah, they did. Yeah, but it's understandable why they
This is
have that.
Hayasaka.
Hayasaka.
Yo, Hayasaka, best girl. Let's go.
No, you don't even agree with that.
What do you mean? I don't agree with that.
You're a Kaguya stan.
This is the problem with you knowing all my tastes. I can't even.
I
lie.
do. We bonded over this. I remember.
Hayasaka's great.
Season
Hayasaka's
two,
great though.
season 2 flipped me from Chika to Kaguya.
Let's go.
Kaguya's character
She's
stuff.
great too, though. I love all the
Yo.
girls.
I love all of them, but
I love all
Kaguya's
of them.
character stuff and season
Kaguya's the
Fujiwara
best.
frustrates me,
is
but
goated.
like the one thing I don't like about the anime adaptation is I felt like
Here we go.
the anime episode about
Spin
the
the wheel.
ramen gag was done really poorly because
Oh,
it's
which-
so much funnier in the manga.
Which
I didn't
gag?
find it too funny in the manga either. I'm sorry.
The ramen one with
No,
Fujiwara.
it was fine. That's
didn't
like-
really the line, like the fucking 1.5 minute gag.
Yeah, I thought the rest of the anime was great. I thought it was a phenomenal adaptation.
Yeah, because
Okay,
Is
is
this
this
the
the
one?
one? Is this the
yes, this is the one. Who said this?
one? Okay, let me read it. The Beastars season 2 finale sucked.
I thought
said
that was
that?
you, Johnny.
This was me.
That's
I knew I was
not
gonna
the-
get buried for this.
That's an awful take. It's,
I thought
it's
it was
such
Johnny.
an awful.
I haven't
take.
seen. I haven't seen.
So this
I
could be split between people that take Beastars seriously and people that don't. I feel like that may be what's happening here.
You thought it was me, and you thought I was source readering it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I haven't finished season 2, so it's not actually me. But I'm not actually. But I like the Beastars adaptation. I don't actually go that hard on adaptations.
Do you think so? Like, do you like unironically like Beastars because it's good, or like do you think like this is so fucking crazy and it's fun?
No, I loved Beastars. It was my favorite series at some point.
Oh wow, really? Okay, because like I don't think it's good, but I think it's so fucking fun.
You're
I
you're
love
crazy.
it. Some of my favorite moments of the pandemic were group watching Beastars with my friends because it was one of the most out of body experiences of my life because season
Is that
2
your
is
way of
so
saying
wild.
you wanted to smash a rabbit? Is that
No,
your...
no.
Oh,
It was
I
just.
get it. I get it.
I'm
This
too
makes sense now.
It was
Okay,
just. I
too
mean,
clear.
I don't want to spoil it for people, but so much shit happens.
It's a wild series. I did read. So Tay was actually there when I first started reading the manga. To clarify, it was never my favorite anime. It was my favorite manga after Promise Neverland let me down. So I binged it in like a night or two. And then I really like the anime, but I haven't finished season 2 of Beastars because I'm reading PowerPoints. So I got to get to it. But why is the finale bad? Without spoiling too much.
Yeah, I won't spoil. I think possibly Gianni already nailed it on the head by saying like whether I take it seriously or not. I mean, I took it seriously. I thought the whole season 2 was a pretty serious season, at least the way, it felt serious with some different moments, but I don't know. I was enjoying it. And then like that ending really, I think it could have been the pacing, the execution. I don't know. It took me out of it. And it was a little jarring, the stuff that happened.
Man,
and
Happy New Year.
And
Go
hold on. What?
Go, keep going.
And I thought like it walked back on everything it was building up to all season with what's his face's training.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I know what you're talking about now. So you didn't like the narrative decision that happened there.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know, it just felt weird to me.
I was weirded out by it at first, but it really grew on me as I like sat on it. So I do understand your trepidation.
Speak to me, insects. I can just quote one-liners forever because it's like.
So do you ironically like Beastars?
I ironically love Beastars. Like
so
like
think it's like terrible, but you love it.
Oh, I think it's like bad, but I think it's so fun. It's like Higurashi that I don't think like Higurashi.
Higurashi's also ironic. You're telling me to watch Higurashi and you.
But Higurashi's so fun. It's like I'm not this is not Rakugo levels of writing, right? Like I'm not going in here for the death of art and soul. I'm in here for a fucking good time. Man.
What do you rate things that you think are fun?
I think Beastars I give it like a 7.
Okay.
It's like a fun show. Like, I have a genuine enjoyment watching it. And like I don't think it's like awful. I think like the production's really good, the music's really good. I think like, some of the character like season 1, I thought the character stuff was like really good. But like season 2 is like, people's arms get ripped off, and we had a running joke in the group watch of like, is the stripper gonna die?
The stripper was excessive. They didn't need that. And that was not like
that's the Netflix. That's the Netflix thumbnail, which is like so fucking funny. This is like going like, I swear I'm not a furry, and then Netflix is like, yes you are. It's like, stop it. Stop making it harder for me to defend this series.
Was the stripper part of the source material or no?
I think it was like a very quick scene, but not like as much as they're showing. I gotta double check though.
When they asked Louis to eat, when they're like to Louis, like, do you want to eat a salad? And he goes, "Are you making fun of me?" Like, that's fucking funny. Like you can't, like, it's funny. Like you just can't not think.
There was genuinely funny moments. I did laugh at some moments. There were some funny moments, but I think at the end, I don't know. I think it was supposed to be. See, here's what it is. It felt like it was supposed to be really serious, and then in the middle of that, it was just like, nope. And I'm like, okay, it's a little jarring.
I was there for the right. Oni, the part when the ED is the OP?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Goated Peak Fiction for real. 12 out of 10. I lost my goddamn mind.
Let's go.
That was so good. That was like unironically like, holy shit.
That was like. I don't know. I don't know if I read that one correctly, like interpreted what that was supposed to be, but I don't know. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's yeah, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, because I hadn't really actually carefully paid attention to the ED the entire time. And then when it was just the episode ended and it went to the next episode, I was like, wait, this is a new episode. And then it's the ED is the OP. And I'm like, then I'm paying attention to it. I'm like, oh.
Because the
that
previous
ED is really
one,
good.
The ED is incredible.
It was so good.
One of the best of all time.
It's one of the best, yeah. And like the last episode went from end of episode to ED like perfectly, and you're just like, oh my god, that had been built upon from the beginning, and you're just like, your mind is blown. And then the start. So I remember when we were group watching it, I was Jack, our friend under the scope, was one of the people group watching it, and he just goes,
friend of the scope,
friend of the show, and he goes, I accidentally pressed play and I saw the first second. We're in for Peak Fiction, and I go, how would he know from 1 second? And then you play, and it's the ED, and you're just like, we all literally started screaming. It was incredible. I love Beastars for giving me that.
Yeah, Beastars is in my Boulevard of Broken Dreams, but I still respect it. One of the series on here is also on my Boulevard of Broken Dreams, so maybe that'll be the next one.
Let's go.
left.
2 more.
Two more.
Can you guess what it'll be?
And both of these takes are from the same person, so the Wheel of Fortune did not help us.
It's not me.
Why is it so slow? It's so weird.
It doesn't want to give it to us.
Doesn't want to.
It's like
they
the
don't
face game
know.
Attack on
What they
Titan.
want.
Ah!
We await. This is
I
great
guess
for
we're
the- great
okay.
for the pod audience.
Suspense.
Do the thing. Do the thing. Dun-dun.
Doo-doo-doo.
Oh.
IQ fans are the worst fans on Twitter. Okay.
I want to clarify before we get too far.
He means
I meant-
me. He just means me.
Court.
I feel like I want to clarify. It's not the worst fans of anything on Twitter. I think Genshin fans are by far the worst. But there's a strong correlation between Haikyuu and Genshin fans.
You're attacking a certain individual.
Me. I haven't played it.
Wait, you play Genshin?
No, I fucking hate it.
Oh, no. Okay.
Genshin people Genshin fans are the most.
Hey, you
terrifying
can't
people.
speak.
Bro. Genshin, did you not see the drama from like a month ago where there was like someone like photoshopped an artist's tweet to say that like they call like a certain group of people a very terrible racial slur, and then they were like, oh, like cancel this person because they're a racist. It turns out they photoshopped
Yeah,
it
Twitter's
because-
done that before to Ben Dawson. I
know.
I know.
But they did it because this artist was drawing ships, and they're like, I don't like this ship because I ship myself with that person. So
Oh.
you drawing
Oh, I've seen
part
that. I've
of
seen
that
that.
ship,
I'm sorry. That's
it's
not
an
as bad as
attack
sports,
on me.
no. I'm sorry.
and
I
then it's just so absurd. It's like sports Twitter is like its own thing, but like it's so absurd. Like I do not understand how they justify it to themselves. MG
sounds like
fans are
Genshin
also
fans.
terrible.
It sounds like Genshin fans are worse than Haikyuu fans. But
Yes,
two-
but Genshin isn't an anime yet. But
Okay,
of
Oh,
the
God.
anime,
um
until
two-
then.
you know
No,
it's
not.
coming, baby.
I know it's coming.
So Tay saying this, at first I was mad because I was like, that's me. But then I realized that's fitting. But then then I realized so like I agree on the point of like deep Haikyuu Twitter, which we have dubbed as like the people who take their headcanons as facts and attack people who disagree with them. Like I've seen this headcanon that Kageyama is like autistically coded for like his lack of social skills is coded as autism. And I think that's like a really cool take if that's your interpretation of it. And if that's the way like you relate to the character, I think that's cool. But then I've seen those people, some of those people, not everyone who has that take. I've seen people yell at people who don't have that take and call them like ableist and like just really insult them for not agreeing with that take. And it's like, we're on
Thoughts
Twitter.
death threats, that kind of thing.
yeah, and it's like we're on Twitter. None of these things are real. Like none of the players involved are
It's
real.
too serious.
It's too serious. It's like so I've seen
For an
that.
anime.
This
Oh
is
my
just a-
god, this take from Tom.
That's
The
so
amount
funny.
of Haikyuu fans I have seen telling volleyball players how the game is played based on the
Yeah.
Asian cartoon they watched.
But I have seen, but like you can tell people like some aspects of the sport, you know, you don't have to pretend to be a volleyball expert, but you can explain that. But I'm going to disagree with Tay on this for two reasons. One, I think Haikyuu is an example of like just very much extremes. Like you have a lot of really bad eggs, but then some of my favorite people on Twitter are Haikyuu fans and they're just really cool. They have a lot of cool takes. They're really funny. And I think that's like a lot of the fans and they generally are pretty nice. Reason number two that it's wrong is because we have Attack on Titan fans who rewrote the ending.
I didn't.
fight
When
the
I
Tay
respect
on.
this,
that.
I
I
hadn't seen
respect
that. When
No,
I-
it's bad. It's so bad because
Oh.
it's no. They
I think KyoAni Twitter is worse than both.
are you just trying to call out your friends?
No, I genuinely don't like it.
I think a lot of KyoAni Twitter is pretty bad.
It's awful. I remember I only follow like UFO Twitter. Like UFO Twitter
Oh.
is like
UFO Twitter can be bad too.
UFO Twitter, no, but like I follow like very like OG UFO Twitter. Like UFO Twitter
Right.
now, like OG, like when that shit was airing. KyoAni Twitter is like really not good, and a lot of it's annoying. And I've noticed a lot of it is like not like some people. Like I know like a lot of people like very genuinely care about the studio, but
Yeah.
like other people like try to farm mourning for retweets, and it's like really fucking
Mhm.
disgusting. And
Yes.
I actually hate that. As
It's
like,
so terrible.
yeah, it's like fucking brutal for like people that place and those people meant like the world to us, and they're using it to farm for likes and retweets and followers. And I was like, I see right through you. Like there are some of us that like genuinely care about this, and this impacts us, and you guys are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't even fucking name an in-betweener. Come back at me when you can name an in-betweener.
Wow, Johnny gatekeeping morning Q&A fans.
That was a
Johnny's
joke.
just the gatekeeper.
That was a joke.
Yeah, I think it's like depends on like who you interact with, because on any given day that fandom can be the worst. But I think you're like half right, Tay, but then half wrong.
Haikyuu Twitter
mean,
seems nice.
Haikyuu Twitter is
no,
mostly
Haikyuu
great.
Twitter-
The side of
terrible.
Haikyuu Twitter I've seen seems nice, but I haven't seen
That's
the
the thing. You
extreme
can't
side.
get too deep into it. If you stay on
Get
the
into
surface
deep
level,
into it.
it's great. But I've seen
It's just
some
like
deep
Alex.
Haikyuu.
Deep
AJ?
Haikyuu.
Yeah, it's like AJ.
Joey. No, Joey's
No,
bad.
Joey's cool.
Joey's perfect. Joey's perfect. I love Joey.
Joey's bad.
But
Joey
Joey
and
has told
AJ.
me some. I've heard some things from Joey and others where I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting deeper. I'm staying on the surface.
Bro,
Like,
it's terrifying.
So-
I also haven't been spoiled on anything as much as I've been spoiled on Haikyuu.
that's just me though. That's not fair. That's just me.
I mean, I feel like everyone got spoiled on Attack on Titan towards the end.
That was
Not me,
also-
baby. I'm
Haikyuu
clean.
was the
I
worst
didn't
because,
either.
like,
I had to just
I would-
avoid all panels. Just
The
Yeah,
I
worst
like
thing about
watching Shaw's
Haikyuu
meltdown.
was I'd be like, I would mute Haikyuu. I would mute like all these things, and then they'd be like, oh, like the super receive coming this week. I can't wait to see it, like animated. I'm like, bro, like you
That's
didn't
what you
even
get
use
for
Haikyuu
following
or-
manga Twitter. You did that. You've
That's-
done that yourself.
That's what I'm saying. It's
You should have
Joey's
just
fault.
read that. You should have just read it.
And,
No,
and now
manga-
I'll never will.
I
Why
think
do
I'm
have
about to
read it? I
just
know all
cave
about
and read it.
now.
Manga
Just
sucks.
do it.
Don't read it.
Also,
I'm
my
gonna fight
girlfriend has
Gianni about manga.
my
was that
girlfriend has spoiled-
was that a take?
Yeah, I don't like manga.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
I'm in a
Alright,
manga book
next.
club and I don't like manga. Although,
My
which I,
girlfriend has
which
spoiled
I tell
Haikyuu
ya?
for me. My girlfriend has spoiled Haikyuu for me without even reading the manga. She's like, "Oh, I follow all these people. Look at this amazing art," and I'm like, the fact that this match happens is a spoiler.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. But
Yeah.
yeah. Here's a good question. What would you say is the best Twitter anime fandom?
Kyoko.
Ooh.
No.
Berserk?
No.
No, definitely not.
Shonen
Definitely
Twitter.
not.
I hate Shonen
I don't know.
Twitter.
Shonen Twitter's
Um,
bad.
I actually love Starlight Twitter. They're so cool.
I do not. Sorry. No, they're like fine. They're just vibing in their own. They're
Yeah, Starlight
until me
Starlight
and Trey
fans
roll
don't like attack you or anything.
Yeah,
Starlight
they,
fans
well,
are
not
super
yet.
chill.
Not yet. Okay, Kyoka Twitter is like saying 5 people and 3 of them are here.
Okay, wait a second.
It's the aesthetic.
I think
counts.
I think any fandom that it hasn't expanded massively enough yet is still okay.
Yeah.
I think all the
Low-
big ones are just bad.
You know who's
Real
the best
low
fandom?
Twitter. Real
No.
low Twitter.
No, the best one, I got it. Hoseki no Kuni, because they just keep making really cool art. That's
Yeah,
it.
go
That's
to
it.
it.
Oh,
Go to
yeah.
it.
Hoseki. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you don't really see a lot of like annoying people with like.
Yes, I know
well,
Berserk's not shonen. It's shonen
Yeah.
coded.
Yeah.
No, that's Black Clover. Black Clover.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say Keikai Sensen Twitter is pretty good. All the people I know with Keikai Sensen avatars like are good people. I don't think I've met a single bad person with a Keikai Sensen profile picture.
Junie Tyson.
Junie
Twitter.
Tyson Twitter. Junie Tyson Twitter.
It's
is
just
great.
mine.
Junie
Mine-
Tyson is the worst show.
Oh.
It is where all of
Thank
Nisio
you.
Eason's bad ideas, but it's a dog shit show.
They
It's
go into
actually
everything he's done.
fucking horrible, and I don't like when people think that show's good. It's like Nisio Eason's such a good writer, and listen, he's a good writer, and
I
that is
think
where
he's
all
the
his
Junie
indulgent.
ideas.
Tyson thing is a meme.
It's fucking horrible.
It's a meme.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes Twitter is actually like incredible because
There's snob Legend of Galactic.
No,
Heroes
no,
Twitter
Good
thing.
ones,
They're good.
There's good ones and then bad ones because
They don't
they're
spoil
either
anything.
really good or they're like literal Nazis and people forgive them because they're Legend of the Galactic
I've
Heroes.
never- Nazi like Logue Twitter is weird because I'm like, how do you miss the point so badly? Like, it's-
Yeah. Nisio Isin Twitter probably is just like my mortal enemy because it's all like
No.
14-year-olds who are yelling at me that I don't
Yes.
understand it.
Yashike
You don't
Twitter
understand-
Is not great. Arya Twitter is terrible. I hate Arya Twitter.
That's because you don't like Arya. Which is fair.
Yeah, but look, I don't like Starlight, but Starlight people are super nice about me not liking Starlight.
Yeah, we're
That is
chill.
true.
I'm
That
the
is
mean
true.
one.
That
yeah,
is
it's like Johnny's not even Starlight Twitter. Johnny's just
I'm the
Twitter.
hammer.
Yeah, he's the
He's
hammer.
like-
Honestly,
Every
He's
community's
fine.
got to have their one.
He Twitter's
Um,
the best. We're a family of degenerates, but God, do I love it.
All right,
Yeah. I
Let's-
feel, so it
let's
depends
get
on
to
the
this
day.
last take.
The last take.
The final
answer.
take.
Do they just do? Does it even just do it? Does it just do it?
Wait, there's
That's
a
it.
little line there that
This is the second Rakugo OP, but with a take.
It's just
Oh,
teasing
wait,
you.
what a great opening.
Happy ice cream. It is the best opening ever.
Yeah, I think I should co-op that take. I think I should just say that.
I think
Si-
that's the best take of this.
Sai
Johnny
just
is
called
the-
me the Grim Reaper of Twitter.
That's so true.
Wow, I wonder what it is. Oh,
We're about to find out. You guys ready?
yeah.
I wonder. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
This is actually a good one to end it with. Attack on Titan was never goated. Who came up with such a take?
Tay.
It's got to be
Tay.
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 Yeah. I think for a good swath of it, it's mediocre to pretty good. There's some parts of it that are like really fucking good, but very few and far between. And I think the end solidified that I never should have had. Like, Shaw knows because Shaw's been there for like almost my entire Attack on Titan like watch experience, except for like the 2 years we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
When Attack on Titan first there. But like you've been there, like I was the one telling you like you gotta like watch Attack on Titan. We had that whole contract.
This is your doing?
Yeah, this is my doing. I
Yeah.
started the story.
You started this story as one of the best quotes, ironically not.
I started the story. This is my fault. Haikyuu is Shaw being into Haikyuu is also my fault.
Tay being into Katana Gatari was my fault, but
Yeah.
it's less offensive.
I mean, peak shows.
And Hyoka, me being into Hyoka is Shaw's fault as well.
Yeah, I didn't know I would put you on a Kyoani show, but I do feel proud of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I like whenever I saw people being like Attack on Titan is peak fiction, it's amazing, like goated, so good, top one manga, top.
Don't
one
spoil the ending.
storytelling. Yeah, not even spoiling the
Just-
ending. Like
yeah.
I don't like even before we get to the ending, I think like a lot of my same criticisms I have for Sangatsu are the criticisms I have for Attack on Titan. Like it's
That's
not
so they're gonna hate that just from you saying the comparison. You're like Attack on Titan is just battle Sangatsu, and some
It
people are like, yeah, let's go.
It's just no subtlety whatsoever. It's like it tries to build something to something, and like the one thing you have to like, I guess, give it up for Attack on Titan is that it went for the moon. Like it went big.
Yeah.
It like
Very ambitious.
Isayama was like, go big or go home, and boy did he go home. Like,
Oh God.
I don't like when people like Attack on Titan is like for me like a solid 8 out of 10. Like I think for the meme 11 out of 10 peaks, 6 out of 10 lows or like whatever. But I don't like when people are like trying to be like the smart ass in the room, like shitting on Attack on Titan. I was like, okay, bud, we get it. You don't like
Like
popular
Tay.
stuff. Well, that's what Tay does. Tay doesn't like anything, and Tay
True.
takes
I
any
hate
opportunity they can to shit on it, unless it's Mashu or the index group.
Wait,
I
I have a question. Was the Attack on Titan ending like the feeling of it? Was it like the Megalobox season 1 or maybe even season 2 ending?
there is
No,
no
no.
comparison to the
No,
end
it's
of
just a
Attack on
different
Titan
tier.
manga.
I think
The
you should compare
memes we got out of it.
What's wrong with the Megalobox ending?
the first season. I think he means.
What's
Yeah,
wrong
the
with
first season, I could
feel-
see.
What's wrong with the
That
ending
was
of
a
Megalobox?
meltdown on
season
Twitter.
That was
People
just-
didn't watch it in season
Well, I think it's
one.
like okay. I think you
When it was
can only
airing.
You can only compare the Attack on Titan ending to the Game,
To
of Thrones ending in terms of is it better than the Game of Thrones ending or worse? That's
It's hard to say. It's
That's
wait,
not
hold
a
on.
I think it's
I
better
want to
than-
know why
Ending.
Onimaru just sideswiped Megalobox's ending.
we do
I
like
had
the
a-
season 2 ending.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a few weeks back about this when we were talking about there's nothing wrong with the season 2 ending. It's great thematically, everything. It's just not what some people expected, and some people were disappointed by it in
What did they
terms
want?
of.
I was disappointed
Yeah.
by the first season one. I
They
thought
wanted
it
a
was
boxer
really-
who hadn't like I don't understand. Like, what did they want? Did they want him to like regain the championship form or whatever? Like, I don't.
No, I think at least in season 1, I was disappointed with the ending because
No,
I
but
thought it.
Gianni wants me to focus on the season 2
Oh,
one.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah,
whichever. I don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. I didn't
No,
know
wait,
either
don't spoil
was it.
season 2 ending because I haven't seen season
Okay.
2. I
Well,
thought you were
let's-
talking about.
Let's focus on season 1. A lot of people were disappointed with season 1 because they wanted the fight and they just cut the fight, and a lot of people felt that like took away a lot of
Wah.
the momentum that they were building up all season.
Wah. It's like it's like the people mad at them not showing the ping pong ending. Wah.
Yeah, I agree. Ping
Grow
pong
up.
ending was good. They
Grow
didn't
up.
need to show that, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
sound like
Johnny,
the
if you want to say shit. But like, I don't think Attack on Titan was that good for the majority of it.
What about season 3, part 2?
That part's fucking
Season 3,
great.
part 2 slaps.
10
That
out
I
of
is
think
that your favorite arc?
Yeah, that is my
You're
favorite.
trying to
That's
say
my
that, yeah.
favorite arc too.
That's my favorite too.
Even manga content, that's my favorite arc. I think
Yes.
that's like the peak of it. And I do like some of the stuff that follows after, but I don't know. This is just such a tough one because I feel like
You are the hive leader, Levi hive leader.
I leaded nothing. Except
Remember when you got like 1,000 followers overnight? Just
okay,
for
that
changing
was
your
really
name?
funny. I hacked the system because I put like Attack on Titan
Final
like
chapter,
chapter
whatever.
139 spoilers. So whenever someone went to the hashtag, my account was the first one that showed up. So I had like 100, like I got like 800 followers on Twitter from Attack on Titan fans just from my username, which should not have happened. So now I'm never
Sean game the SEO.
so I'm never talking shit about Attack on Titan. That's what I mean. Because I
That's
will
it.
get eviscerated. But I think to Tay's point one, you said it's not subtle. I would argue that it never tried to be subtle, so I'm not
Right.
gonna hold that against it. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna slay Gurren Lagann for never being subtle because it's not
Right.
trying to be. But and I understand why that would just like not mesh with you. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it's tough discussing Attack on Titan because it either lived up to expectations or it didn't. There's no gray area with the show. It was like at the peak of popularity for like, I mean, at least the past couple years. So like it was either going to nail the ending and become a classic, or it was going to be disappointing and piss off millions of people. And unfortunately, it was the second one. And now there are fans who are like
Trying to redo the ending.
Attack on Titan Requiem shout out.
God, it's so bad.
I'll experience
But-
it next year.
I don't like Attack on Titan for Twitter clout. I like Levi and Attack on Titan because of Levi.
You still have that Levi wig.
I do. I got that from we got that from like Crunchyroll for like
Yeah.
just this assortment of things. So I guess I can be Levi at the next convention because I'm his height. But
Do you actually think Aaron's goated? Because you would always tweet that, and I was
Like
I'm
top one protagonist.
I'm always waiting because,
Okay.
like, I actually think like he's like one of the worst parts of the show. Like,
Yes,
he's very
yes,
uninteresting.
thank you.
He doesn't do anything good or interesting.
We are not free.
I've always wondered: is it just like we haven't gotten to the good stuff yet?
Yeah,
or-
that's the case. Okay, so here's my thing on Aaron is I think Aaron became a very interesting character, but I was not a fan of his character resolution. But even when Aaron was at his best, he did not make like my top 14 MCs. And I found this old tweet where someone's like, I don't trust you because you don't have Aaron and your favorites. And I was like, Attack on Titan fans coming, like, you know, being forced to realize people have seen other anime. And so like even Aaron at his best was never like my all-time favorite. But I did respect his writing a lot later on, and then I did not respect the writing later on.
There was like a brief window where we were like, oh
Yeah.
shit, maybe his writing is really good.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking like month to month.
Yeah.
And I was like, every month I was like, Shaw, I don't have trust in Isayama to land the ending. It's gonna be terrible. Like I know it's gonna be terrible. Then there's that like that 1 month where I like flipped like 3 chapters
Yeah,
before
yeah.
and I was like, is Isayama actually a
Is he gonna do
genius?
it?
And then it
Yeah.
was like, no,
'Cause-
actually not.
I mean, I thought Aaron was pretty good in the first half of the final season. I was like, that's cool, but I still don't know. I need to
Yeah.
watch the rest.
The
I don't
biggest-
like Edgelord. I don't know. He's too
You don't like
People-
Dark Simp Aaron? Isn't that
He's
like
not,
your
he's
whole
not-
thing?
who's he? He's not simping for anybody.
He's simping.
He's
for
simping freedom.
simping. Yeah.
I did enjoy that political assassination. That was fun. It just yeah, that was
Mm.
It was
Um,
good.
With the dude that AJ really likes.
yeah.
Oh, that guy. What's his
I don't
name?
like Flock.
Wilmore?
Flock.
I think Flock
Oh,
is
Flock is-
weird.
Well, Flock is Attack on Titan fans in Attack on Titan. That's what everyone says. He's like this self-insert Aaron stan, where like Attack on Titan fans are like, no, that they hate him. It's like, no, that's you guys. But
So Shaw, I love it because like people that aren't on hashtag online don't know the Attack on Titan discourse, right? So like my friends are not online and they like anime, so they're removed from it.
Yeah.
And I got a text from one of my friends like midway through last season. He goes, "Hey bro, like I'm kind of uncomfortable with some of the Titan stuff. I go, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know, bro. It feels a little Nazi-ish. You know what I mean? And I just start laughing. I go, Ramon, this is like all day what people talk about on Twitter. He goes, oh, you for real? I go, yeah. And I just love that they came to that conclusion. And these are like my friends that are
pretty obvious, but
my friends are like not online at all. They don't know anything about discourse. They don't engage in like these political. They don't know shit. It's just like my friend is just like, I'm getting some
weird vibes.
I'm getting some World War II Germany vibes coming from here. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because like when you get used to like being in the community and seeing the discourse, even on some level, like you become like really desensitized to a lot of the stuff. So when you like start talking about a show that someone that like, I don't know, barely watches anime, and then they like point out some stuff and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. I could see how they think that's weird.
Yeah. Funny story about Aaron and Simps. My first youngest sister, as in like the middle sister, it's like me, middle sister, youngest sister, and the youngest sister has gone full-blown weeb, and now the middle sister is getting into anime because a guy likes looks like Aaron at like season 4 Aaron with the man bun, and she showed me a picture of him and she's like, he looks just like him. I'm like, bro, you got like 4 seasons before he looks like that, so have fun. I was like, dude, I've never been so down bad to watch anime because someone looks like them, but she has become the family simp.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah,
live your best life, queen.
Yeah, but I can't wait for her to like. She doesn't like anime. She's gonna watch the whole thing and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Is that it? People like often say like that's a good show to recommend to people. Yeah. I think it's kind of weird. Like it's a weird show.
It's crazy though how much mass appeal it had with its first season. Because I had friends that literally the only show I was able to ever get them into in my life was Champloo and nothing else. They refused everything else. Yeah. And then they called me one day about Attack on Titan.
It's weird. It works with people. Even though like I think me and Tay were in the same boat. We both thought like season 1 was kind of weak when we first saw it, but then like other people watch it and they'll binge the whole thing in a day. And I'm like,
that shit was good though.
I think it's the shock.
Binge,
it's the shock value and the twists and turns in season 1.
Watching it airing was tough. The pacing when he's trying to just
the boulder,
plug up that boulder.
That part was tough.
It was a lot.
Yeah, but I think I overall like the series, but I do take pride in knowing that I was right about Levi being a good character from the get-go. And by the end, everyone had to agree. And I was like, no, guys, he always was the best character. I told you.
Armin's the best character.
I also want to say, I really liked, whatchamacallit, the Attack on Titan, like the first time I watched season 1, even like as it was dragging on, I was like, oh, like, I still like, I binged it. So I've been reading the manga ever since the first season of the anime came out, so like 2013. And I did go back to rewatch the anime like a year later. I was like, oh God, I can't get through this. The pacing is just so
my sister read the manga with her friends, and by the time she got to the basement, she goes, the manga is just really dragged out, and we had Grisha's dick for like 3 months, and that was just not fun. And then another friend of mine, when I was talking to her, I was like, so what should I expect for the next season, which was like the one that just aired? She goes, an uncomfortable amount of Reiner. And she was right.
That's so funny. That's such a fun way of putting it.
Yeah, I would never think of to say it that way, but it's so right.
Shout out to Paula. That was so funny.
Someone in chat said Attack on Titan is the Code Geass of the 2010s.
Somehow, Attack on Titan is more problematic.
Code Geass had a good ending, so.
Code Geass is goated.
Yeah.
Goat editing.
One of my mutuals just watched Code Geass, and it like he's great, and he like did like a really Mo Black did a really good like critical critique on how Code Geass handles colonialism and everything. And I was like, I mostly agree, and I'm like, but it's so fun. Like, like yeah, it's problematic, and yeah, it's but but it's
kind of fun
when he does the Geass off the glass, and it just goes. Peak fiction.
Sounds like Apocrypha.
No,
that sound design did sound like Apocrypha.
You need to do our own Apocrypha.
This is it. Chat, weigh in. Even though I think we know the answer.
What is the hottest take?
What is the hottest take?
You won.
And by extension,
not me.
Who won?
I think it was Johnny.
Shaw won. She took down Liz. She took down the most perfect piece of media ever.
No.
I did
You
not
with
talk
the
about the
guitar.
silent voice.
You with the guitar. You with the guitar. That is the worst take.
Yeah, we need whoever's left in chat. Which take offended you the most to the point where you remember it 20 takes later? Guitar.
Like it's still rent free in your mind.
Rent-free.
Onimaru's tweet is the one that actually offended me the most, which is funny.
Which one?
Season 2?
The B
Stars.
stars.
Yeah.
That was. I thought that was gonna be the one.
I actually like almost pulled that one and tried to replace it with something else. I'm like, oh, this is kind of weak. Whatever.
All right, we
No,
got
that-
one
you
guitar, Sangatsu, Gurren
The
Lagann,
Sangatsu one really
Pekkai.
pissed people off. Like you,
Gurren
like,
Lagann,
you don't know how much
Sangatsu.
people love Sangatsu.
Right,
Like
we
people.
got-
Oh, I know how much
passionate.
people love Sangatsu. Remember that one podcast that I was on where I was like, I was like completely out of it. Like the only people I was talking to at the time, Sangatsu season 2 was airing.
Yo, chat's
were, like,
kind of torn.
We're all the same people who also didn't like Sangatsu. So like I'm hosting that episode of the R Anime Podcast Retro. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, time to go to another like controversial anime. And then people were like, what the fuck? Like Sangatsu?
It was like in the top 10 on Mal by that point. Like it was so
Like,
funny.
I was like, what? And they're like, hey, check Mel today. I checked Mel. It's like number 9. Like, how
We
is
have
this controversial?
currently 5 for Sangatsu.
I'm shocked. Sangatsu.
Wait, but the
is-
interesting thing is Gianni is torn between Gurren Lagann and Guitar. He's getting
Yes.
split.
He's getting split.
So
things,
does it-
and
that
he's got
counts
one for
twice.
TikTok.
This
Yeah.
is like when Bernie and Liz Warren ran against each other, and the Republicans consolidated. This is hey, you're
Yeah.
the Republicans.
I'm the
Hey,
Republican.
Sangatsu is the Trump of our takes.
It's the Pete Buttigieg update.
But by the
The
way,
only thing I missed from that election season were people making fun of the way Buttigieg would eat.
God, the subway rat me.
It was so funny.
Pete Buttigieg trying to talk to New York constituents.
All right.
Oh, dude, that Andrew Yang guy.
Bro, I can't believe Andrew Yang said his favorite subway station is Times Square. New York has like 200 subway stations. All of them are better than the Times Square one.
I could see that. I think this is so funny just because we started the podcast with Tay saying, I don't have hot takes. And you have possibly the hottest take.
and you're the Trump of hot takes.
Where's the
Okay.
Michael Bloom?
I think I don't know. This is tough. I mean,
What
I'm
do you
gonna give it to.
I think it's got to go to Gianni. Gianni's the hot take master.
I think Gianni is the hot take master, but I think the hot take of the pod is the Sangatsu one because people are just torn on every Gianni take and or they're just desensitized to him. But with the Sangatsu one, people were like shook. Like
People were
it was like an
livid.
earthquake.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Congratulations, Tay. You win again.
I think.
It insists upon itself.
There's a great Family Guy clip that we've mentioned a couple of times in like GCs and stuff, where it's like Peter's talking about how he thinks the Godfather insists upon itself. That's me with Sangatsu season 2.
I think we got the replay value cosign. We are crowning Tay with the King of Hot Takes title,
No, it's the worst take title.
worst take title,
We can give it
and
both of them.
now, as
Take it away
promised,
from
you
me.
will subsequently be imprisoned for his crimes against anime. This was all just bait to get you on.
I still have the anime Twitch Jeopardy title, and that's all I need.
Enjoy it in
That'll-
prison, buddy.
That'll get me through my 20 years of hard time.
Yeah,
But yes,
Gianni's
I think-
still the
I think
hot take master.
Gianni
Thank you.
still lived up to his name,
Right.
Hot Take Master.
We did get
Got
the funniest one. The guitar take should make people reconsider freedom of speech. Wait, what does this mean? Surprised Gianni didn't mention Terror and Renaissance?
That show.
Oh,
is
Zanki no
awful.
Terror?
That
But
show
everyone
is
hates that show.
horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought a lot of people.
that show
hate
sucks.
Yeah.
that show
Yeah.
sucks. My other take is Watanabe has one good show, and it's
I
Carolyn
saw that.
Tuesday. I
I
erased
saw
that
that.
one.
Tuesday
I
is
saw
not-
that.
oh,
I was
it's not
getting
that good.
ready.
You mean
I was getting
Bebop?
ready.
No, it's Carolyn Tuesday is Watanabe's only
No,
good show.
how is
Nope.
that the one you picked?
Disagree.
It's
Disagree.
because it's a good show.
It's not a. It's
Yeah, it had a cool ending.
It's not bad.
It's a great show.
It's not bad.
I think Watanabe's best thing is the Bebop movie.
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yeah, that shit's amazing.
That's a great film. I did fall
It's-
asleep during the rocket scenes where they're like fighting in space, and I'm like, okay, whatever. It wasn't the film's
Didn't you fall
fault.
asleep
I was
during
tired.
Liz?
No, Ty fell asleep during Liz. I was
okay.
awake. You fell
I've
asleep
never-
during Liz.
I
What
showed.
I've never slept during Liz. What are you talking about?
You told me. You told me. You
I did not say
told
I
me.
fell asleep watching Liz. I said
You were in the theater and you were tired and you fell asleep.
I
This
did
is
not
why.
fall asleep.
This is why I don't want Tay rewatching Starlight. Exactly for this reason.
But if they like fall asleep, it's not that
Liz.
fun.
I
No.
care about Tay so much, and for Tay to just
Don't
shit.
ruin our friendship like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Like we're on thin ice at all times.
Oh my
You
god.
guys,
I get that.
you guys could
I get
continue
that.
this. We could continue this in the post show. Let's just end here for the
Yeah.
audio listeners. Now that we've got a winner, Tay. Also, after today, Jess Weebs will be taking an extended vacation.
That sounds like we're quitting. We're just literally going on vacation.
We're quitting. No, we're actually literally going on vacation. We're going to the beach, individually. We have our own plans. But until August 29th, until around then, no live streams. But you can follow our Twitter. We'll confirm our next stream when it gets closer to then. And you can also follow our guests if you want more of their brand of hot takes. That's at Subtitled Anime on Twitter, at FateSteelTaylor on Twitter. And also,
Steel Taylor. Feet steel. Like
What
the
did I say?
Steelers.
I don't know.
Fate
So
Stay.
I
You
just
said
said
the
Fate
actual
Stay.
thing. You said the
I don't know.
actual thing, but his is like, no, we're the
I
Steelers.
I'm just used to saying Fate Stay.
I do not want to be associated with Fate Stay Night. Thank you very much.
Okay,
It's
I
my
thought you liked
first
it.
regret. I read the visual novel for it, and I
You love
wouldn't
Mosh.
read it again.
Waifu.
I wouldn't read it again.
It's just like
All right, guys. Also, what'd you think of this format? Is it something you want to see more of in the future, or was it one big mistake you never want to see it again? Let us know in the comments, or simply give us a like.
Also, what should I order for dinner? Let us know in the chat.
Let us know what he should order for dinner in the chat as well. If our bad opinions offended you or ruined your impression of us, that's okay. It ruined our impression of us too, because after all, we don't think of the consequences. We're just weebs. And that's it, guys. Let's do the post show. Now you can argue away.
Tay, you should cook, and then you can clean. You can cook as you go.
yeah, what are you cooking?
I don't know.
Pizza.
I was gonna ask people what I should eat, but
You should eat something healthy.
yeah, I should.
Pokey.
I like
poke in New York is not good.
Guys, I'm
It's
replay
probably
value.
York was good.
Replay
Yeah,
value
no.
said I'm dead to him because of my Kekai sentence season 1 take.
I know.
It's so
I was
funny.
gonna say, Gianni.
What's the Shaw Johnny being dead to replay value?
Yeah, we could make that a meme. Yeah, it's like it had to do it to him.
I love that.
I was gonna say though, I never understood why Gianni didn't want me to like rewatch Starlight until yesterday. Me and my girlfriend watched Hyoka, and she was really enjoying it. But at the end, not even before the last episode ended, when they solved the first like overarching mystery about Hyoka, she's like, "Was I supposed to like this?" And I was like, I never want to watch anything with anyone I care about ever again.
Didn't she not like K-On that
Kaguya.
much?
Yeah,
Or Kaguya? What do you mean? Different K show I like? What do you mean?
Yeah, so she's had an existential crisis because she's like, I don't understand why people like K-On. Like, am I a bad person because I don't like K-On that much?
You
She's like, I
probably
think it's
said only
fine.
good people like K-On, and now she feels like it's a
No,
rule.
because Tay frames K-On as like this is like the most soul purifying thing. It made me a good person. So of course, if somebody watches that and is like, I don't connect with this emotionally, they're gonna be like, "Am I bad? Is it?"
It's okay though, because Ty doesn't like Steins Gate, and I love Steins Gate, but I just accept. Sometimes it has to be.
You don't
like
have
that.
to accept
I
that.
don't. No, I don't. Yeah, that's
You don't have
really-
to deal with that.
No,
No.
Ty can do better. Ty-
When I show Ty K-On, and he's like, "No, this has really gone too far. We've gone too far."
I don't think Tay. You don't like Steins Gate, right?
What? I love Steins Gate.
That's weird. Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
You were like,
love
"What do you
Steins
mean?"
Gate. What do you
Why?
mean?
I
It's
don't
one of my
understand.
favorite shows.
You're weird.
Wait. Do you not like Steins Gate?
I love Steins Gate. It's my second favorite anime ever.
It's
He's
just not.
saying that because he says Tay.
Because Tay doesn't like things, and Steins Gate's kind of problematic. And Tay, yeah, I'm surprised that you
I
love it.
love Steins Gate so
That's
much.
weird.
God, it's
That's
like one of my Like it used to be in like my top 10. Like right now, probably like
I'm surprised every
15.
time you like stuff that's not like Inuyashiki or like a very like mild.
I don't like
slice of
most of Yashike. I don't
I
like
don't know.
Arya.
life.
That's not, yeah. Well, as soon as Gianni, when you were saying I don't want Tay to rewatch Starlight, that's like the same reaction whenever Tay's like, I gotta finish Arya. And I'm like, you really don't. Like, please do not continue to watch this series. Like, I know it gets better with season 2 and 3. I'm not taking this chance.
Class fact, that's not a hot take.
It's
Steins
not a
Gate
hot
Zero
take.
is
It's not
bad,
a hot take.
objectively.
No, I
not
don't
a-
think it's objectively bad. I think there's good parts to. I liked Steins Gate Zero.
It was
It-
never
I-
goaded. It was never goaded.
Yeah, Steins Gate
Yeah.
Zero. No, it
Yeah,
has some.
Steins
It
Gate
has
Zero.
some of the peaks of the. It has some of the peaks of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
it's got some really good
it-
parts to it. I really
Yeah.
like it.
But as a whole, it's not like,
I mean, it has
It's
good
not
parts.
Steins Gate. It's not Steins Gate, but
yeah, it doesn't
it's
even have the
still
same
good.
direction.
Like, I mean, I like the ending. That was cool.
Yeah, there's some cool parts.
The ending's amazing. Everything that they tie back to the original series is
When they
goated.
play the Steins Gate OP,
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
cool.
Episode 8 of Steins Gate Zero might be like one of my
Yes,
3 favorite
so
episodes of
good.
anime ever.
Yeah,
So
I love
good.
that.
It's
It
literally a
might be-
perfect episode of
So
anime.
I am
like-
trying to remember.
That's the one.
But
I'm not gonna spoil, but
yeah,
it's a cute
yeah,
one.
yeah,
It's got some
yeah.
cute sadness.
It's really, really good.
It's like my babies. I love it.
It's
But,
peak fiction for real.
Peak.
The
yeah.
Steins Gate OP makes any moment better because,
Yeah.
and I can say that because when I was watching the terrible, shitty Bunny Girl Senpai movie,
We didn't bring that up. We should have brought that up because
I mean, that's
love
not a
that.
I
hot
thought
take.
that would have been like a cold take because I thought no one liked that movie.
Some
I
people
like. I
do.
love that movie.
I don't
the
know.
Bunny Girl Senpai movie.
I don't
Yeah, it
think
was
you
a lot
do.
of fun.
I think you're making that
Yeah.
up right now. To be
Do you like it
I don't-
ironically?
I don't think it's like great writing, but I think it's fun. Like it's a fun movie.
Every
I mean, I don't-
time there was a Angel Beats reference or a Steins Gate like reference, and by reference I mean like literally ripping the plot line straight from the script, I would pause the movie and play either the Angel Beats and or the Steins Gate OP, and it made the watch experience so much better. It turned like a 1.5 hour movie into a 4 hour length movie.
I
but
watched it
was
in
so much
theaters.
fun.
I was so excited.
Did you get to see it at AX?
What? No, I went to like a.
Remember when we tried to go see the,
Yeah,
the
tried-
showing at AX?
They said they were like, yeah, 2,000 people could see it. Just kidding, 200 people. could
No,
see it. So,
I was mad about that. I was
Yeah.
actually really mad about it because I didn't get to see it at AX.
yeah.
But me and Shaw were premiere fans, so we were like, we should be allowed to see
Yeah.
it. They were
Actually, I
like-
would be
You're
more mad
elitist.
than you guys. I wasn't a Premiere fan.
I think
Well, we weren't really wanting to see it. We just wanted to kill time.
yeah,
No.
no, I appreciate it because it made me appreciate Disappearance more, and I feel like better as a person because I appreciate Disappearance. But I still,
God,
it's like a really
that's
bad
so-
movie. No,
I-
I,
like,
was
I
like,
actually
it was cool.
had
You
it-
don't know what you got till it's gone.
I actually
And
had it
lost a lot.
as part of my planned schedule. I wanted to see it. It was that Promare and the Hibike Euphonium
I
movie.
think Promare is overrated.
I know. I don't care. So don't say it.
I mean, Promare was good. You know, when
Promare
you,
I
was
when you,
great.
I think it's a great movie.
when you watch it in the middle of an earthquake, it's pretty good.
it was a
Which
great
we
film.
did at AX.
Yeah, I was there with you guys.
Great comment from
When
Tom.
oh wait, Shaw, didn't you win a Shikishi?
Yeah,
At,
stop. I don't
at
know.
the AX
I
premiere
put-
premiere?
Yeah. I wanted to point out because this is a great comment. Needed Tay to slander ReZero and that wet blanket Rem. He let me down. Mind you, he represented us on the Sangatsu slander.
Oh,
we did.
but see, Shaw, because like it's Shaw's fault, but I
Who's
love
Rem?
Rem now.
Who is Rem?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
Finish
you
season
always,
2.
you did always love Rem. You were
That's
never
not
gonna
true.
slander Rem.
That it's all your fault.
I
You
almost did.
started
It's
the
not my
story.
Tay owns more Rem things than I own UFO things.
There's a
Yeah, I
lot
don't
of
think-
REM things in my house, and I don't know why.
I don't think I own more Rem things than I own UFO things.
Then I own UFO things.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna say Amelia is better than Rem, but I thought that was a cold take.
Ria Takahashi goated, so Audio Kun is the best character in Shirobako.
Emilia is better than Ram. Ram
you
is the
go.
best girl though.
Oh,
Ram.
Who?
I'm
All right,
excited
yeah, I can see
to
that.
eventually
Dog
get
Rem.
to season 2 of ReZero, but I actually don't. I don't
Are
think
you
I should.
are you that excited? Yeah. I was
I
gonna say-
don't
Not
like.
really.
That's another one that I don't like Tay watching.
That tweet, people got mad at you for that.
you don't
tweet
like him
where,
watching specific things.
What? No, I don't think people got that mad at me.
Well, I just saw 2 replies. I wanted to ask
Yeah.
for more clarification, but I haven't seen it, so I'm like, I'm gonna punt that to the future. But like, I don't know.
ReZero podcast. Let's go. Full
I
full
just-
deep dive.
I think the problem is I don't really care enough about ReZero to talk about it for more than like 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah, that's how
So
I
like,
feel about
and
it.
a lot of people make ReZero like their religion, and I don't mean that in like a mean way. Like that's like their favorite media of all time, and I like love and respect that for them. But I don't have the energy to pretend to care that much, even in a negative way. I don't have that energy.
Yeah, I get it.
But I mean, all power to them. Like, good for you. Good for you. No, good for you. Like, good for you that you love it that much. I just can't relate.
I like the world building, the little that there is. I like it.
That sounds like slander more than what I said. That sounds like
Well, I've heard the
That sounds
criticism
like
that like because you're because you get a little so little at a time because it's being like trickled down to you
Trickle
as you
down
finally
world building.
progress. It feels like a lot, but if there was no redo mechanic, it would like probably be this like thin amount.
I like ReZero a lot, but I think season 2 probably suffers from they adapted I forgot how many novels for the first season. It was like a lot. And then season 2, I think they only adapted 2 novels or something like ridiculous. It was like something crazy where you feel the pace like crawl. So I get that. And that's the same thing with Origairu because Origairu did like whatever 15 volumes for season 1 through 2, and then season 3 was just like 2 volumes or something like that. But UFO does the same thing. Season 1 is 1 volume, and then season 2 is 2 volumes. So season 2 like zips past shit. Season 1 like lets everything sit. So
Yeah.
adaptations are weird.
That's why I think I just generally don't vibe with a lot of light novels, and I will just make a blanket judgment on the medium, as one should.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
What's your well, no, I'm not gonna ask. I think what's the favorite light novel, your favorite light novel adaptation?
I guess probably Katana Gatari,
Okay.
but
Not
I
you?
do it. Oh wait, no, it's a lie. Kino's Journey. Kino's Journey is actually a light novel. Yeah.
I still have not watched Kino's Journey,
the old
either
one.
of them.
I didn't watch the new one.
That new one sucked.
But yeah, I think I heard the new one sucked, but everyone loves the old one, myself included.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Light novel adaptation?
UFO, man. UFO. That's easy for me.
Hyoka maybe for me.
Oh, I forget that those are light novels too.
UFO or Hyoka probably.
I guess.
I think actually UFO oh man, between
Okay. New
UFO
edition. No, I can't
so
even
hard.
say that because I do like Hyoka. I was gonna say light novels not in high school, but it's like no, wait, no, Hyoka.
Run
And
with the Wind.
became. Oh yeah, Run with the Wind is great too. I think I have the
Wind.
others
I
above
thought
it.
that was a novel.
That's
Well,
not
that was a
that's
novel.
That's a
not
novel.
yeah, that's a,
Yeah,
that's a-
novel is different from light novel.
yeah.
Once you
Replay
realize
Value also
that, like-
clarifies Hyoka is a fucking novel.
Oh, yeah,
not
that's
a
why
light
it's
novel.
clear.
I
It's clear.
used to say
Oh,
it was a
look at
novel, but then I-
replay value.
But then I got
Gatekeeping.
told it was a
Yeah.
light novel series instead
I
of a
think that's-
novel.
Once you realize that light novels are essentially like the Twilight of Japan, you're like, okay, this makes a lot of sense.
No, UFO's an LN.
No, okay, I'm sorry, replay, but the Hyoka official fandom wiki calls them light novels.
Also, Legend of
not
Galactic
novels.
Heroes is just a novel.
Yeah, I
think
know that. Yeah. that was a
Yeah,
novel.
that seems definitely more novel-esque.
Yeah, those are novels, and those existed a long time ago. I don't even think I don't even think they're Japanese. No, yeah, they are Japanese.
Yeah.
Everything else for Hyoka calls it a novel, but the official Hyoka fandom wiki calls it light novels.
Is replay value not the official Hyoka fandom?
Yes.
No, I think he's Kekai Sen. I associate him with more of the Kekai Sensen than Hyoka.
I do not, because I
He's
do
made
not.
so many Hyoka videos.
He's
Yeah, but
yes.
he's got the Kekai Sensen profile picture, and he loves it.
Toradora,
Wait, where is that
also
profile
great
picture?
LN.
Oh, it was on Twitter for the longest time.
Oh, I don't even remember that. Oh, I do remember it. I was wrong. Oh, I do see it. Yeah, no,
He's about to DM, bro. I'm guessing he's about to DM one of the admins of that
Do it.
wiki.
like,
Get it
change it.
changed.
Change
Because
it.
no, for the longest time, I kept calling it a novel series, and then I remember someone being like, actually, it's a light novel series." I was like, "Shit, really?" And then and I googled it, and it was like the Hyoka light novel series. So I was like, "Shit, okay."
This is
Fine.
that says gazing straight, tossing
Oh,
Mineta
no.
back and forth, like back and forth between each other like a volleyball. None of us want them.
Yeah, like, no, get the light
Who
novels away.
wants to claim Mineta? All right, friends.
I almost had a Mineta take, I think.
Origairu is also a great light novel.
I'm gonna read the Hakomari series, and that'll probably be my favorite light novels. I read the first book, and that was good.
Spice and Wolf is actually like legit like a good novel. Like those LNs are good.
Okay. we didn't say how many words it
We
was.
have the entire series.
We have the collector's edition, and they're like,
They only
here's
made like
award.
100 of them, and we have.
I think I should give mine away because I'm probably not going to read it. If they
It's
don't
I'll
mind
take
mine,
it.
It
I'll
docks,
take it.
it stocks
Okay.
to you.
what?
It stocks to you because it's personally signed.
Yeah, but you probably can't read it. It's fine. No one can
That's
spell
true.
my name.
Wait, your
anyway.
name's not shocking?
Yeah, they wrote shocking 807. Could you imagine? Yeah. I feel like I should mail that to someone who appreciates it because some people are like, yeah, Holo is like my favorite person of all time.
Do it when Holo wins a best girl contest.
Not happening. So I guess I'm keeping it.
She's so good though.
Yeah.
I think it's funny when I learn of like my mutuals like real names on like when we Venmo each other something, which I think is funny because sometimes I think like their name is like they're actually like their name is like this because it's like they're at second and then I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, Johnny.
I'm excited to learn Gianni's real name.
Johnny, wait,
Okay,
what is that?
subtitled anime.
You want to know the story behind my name before we go?
What?
Go for it.
My name is Giancarlo,
Mhm.
but my mom typoed my name. So my name is actually Gian.
Oh.
So my name is a typo. It's supposed to be one word, but she fucked up and gave me a middle name. So my name is legitimately a typo. which
Wait, so that's
you're
why
like,
you have
wait.
typos all the time.
listen, it's just who I am.
Your mom
My
started
name
this
is kind of a
story.
typo too.
yeah.
They've like manifested it.
So you're literally the Gion in Darling in the Franks.
I've never seen that in the Franks.
No.
Do not-
Well, there's
I mean,
a
you should watch
Gion.
Darling in the Bronx. I cannot wait for you to watch Darling in the Bronx.
Hey,
What are
we
you
should
talking
do,
about?
we
I
should
have
do a
to-
group watch and do an
Hey, I
aftermath.
have to play Septum. I don't have any time.
I would.
Septum is
I would
so
group watch
bad.
it.
God, Septum is like one of the
Group
worst
watch
things
and
ever in my life.
aftermath podcast stream.
Okay, after Septum, is it London?
No, it goes Orleans, Septum, Okeanos, London, E Pluribus
Okeanos
Unum,
sucks.
Camelot, Babylonia,
And then end of part one.
end of part
Solomon.
1, Shinjuku, Agartha, Shimosa,
Shimosa's was
Salem,
sushi, right?
Anastasia, Goddardammerung, Sin, and India.
You're just
But-
listing random words now.
So hold on. I hate
Like
because it's hard to ever get Tay like on a call, and Tay never wants to answer my FGO questions. Tay, so if I finish Solomon, do I then have access to the events that are locked? Because I know like some events you need to be in like Lost Belt.
Yeah, if you can play them if they come up again, but if they've already finished, you can't.
Because I know that the El Malloy event that will rerun.
Well, we don't know if it'll rerun. That's never been
really?
rerun. Yeah, it
Why?
hasn't been rerun in GP. It's been 2 years and it's never been rerun.
Oh fuck! Really? God damn it! I really want Gray. That sucks.
I know, but
And
like,
with
they
that,
haven't
we're
rerun
going to
it.
end it here. All right, guys. Have a good night.
We killed him. We got
Night.
to talk.
Thanks for joining the stream. We'll see you late August.